Check 1 2, check 1 2. Mommy on the Rocks, Casey Chaps. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at MIA on the Rocks. Follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Today's guest got 2 lovely ladies in here. They're from. She said she's from Sawgrass. You heard?
No, you're cutting that out. No way.
Yeah, we got. What do you mean? We got the mean streets of Sawgrass in here.
That's crazy.
Yo, that's how I learned Spanish. When I first started, I would go into Sawgrass Mills Mall because I'm from like Weston, like that area.
Yeah.
So I would walk into Sawgrass Mills Mall and it would be like, you are now entering the Blue Dolphin. Usted está pasando por la entrada del Blue Dolphin.
I remember
Yo,
that.
so I would walk in with, usted está pasando por la entrada del Blue Dolphin. And then I walk in, you are now entering the White Seahorse section. Usted está pasando por la entrada del White Seahorse. And I go in and out.
Wow.
Now
Anyway.
it's all Brazilians though. There's like not even Spanish people there. It's all Brazilians.
Really? Brazilians are like 7 suitcases ready to just buy this shit
do you
out.
remember when they had Wanna Do City?
I was just gonna
Oh
say.
my
Do you remember what kids can do and they want to do? Is that how it goes?
I never did that shit though. I was too old for that shit.
I never did it.
I went. I was pissed. My dad dropped me off there. I was so mad. I did not want to be there.
Damn.
I didn't even think I
been
worked.
There. Now they have like the Rainforest Cafe.
That was like the biggest
But
mall.
they've been had that.
They've been having it. Yeah, it's been there
I
for
went
a
there the
minute.
other day and it's trash. It's so
Really?
bad. Yeah, I went there with the kids and I was just like not having it.
It
The
used to be
kids
shaped like an alligator. Now there's like 7 new fucking hallways and shit.
Yeah,
I think it's like one of the
Huge.
biggest malls in the country.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
think it's the second biggest mall in the United States.
I think it's the first biggest
It's, I
outlet
think-
mall
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
It is
Could be,
first.
yeah.
You're 100% right.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, and you see a whole bunch of people with like maletas, like
Yeah, like
yeah.
buying out the damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a wild start, but we got Jane,
Right?
we got Veronica. Ladies, I appreciate you pulling up.
thank you.
Jane,
Thanks for
I know
having
you do the fitness hustle thing,
Yeah.
personal trainer vibes. Very admirable. I like that.
Thank you.
And are you like, do you guys know each other from the fitness community vibes or
No. We're just entrepreneurs. She's
It's
an
funny.
entrepreneur.
Actually, me and her met because I own a beauty bar.
Yeah.
And she reached out to me on Instagram and she wanted to get a facial.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. It didn't go through. And then at the time, I was working at a spa part-time to build some clientele.
Yeah. And I
she
knew the
showed
owner,
up,
and the owner texted me. She's like, come get a facial here with me. And I'm like,
She's like, "I'll
okay,
hook you
cool.
up."
She's like, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm like,
$200
okay.
facial?
I know. She's like, come by. Like, I'll hook you
a
up. Don't worry about
$200
it.
facial?
Girl, talking about $150
really
facial. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay. So whatever, I come by and then I was like, wait, I told her, I'm like, you look super familiar. Like super familiar. And I was like, where have I met you before? And then she tells me, she's like, and we figured it out. We're like, oh my God, through Instagram and stuff. So through there, we became like really good friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the universe.
How long have you known each other?
Like almost 5 years now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like I've known her
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For a
That's what's up.
minute. Girl, stop
we're-
flirting with
we're-
me.
Oh, you know.
So first of all, okay, so we're gonna get into Jane, like your career and your fitness vibes, but you said you told me that you own this microphone. I was like, what do you do like with the mic? And you said AMSR,
ASMR. So
and then you started making like bird noises or something. I don't know what you.
Well, there's certain triggers that people like, so it's different for everyone. But do you have a certain sound, a repetitive sound
Real
that
quick,
you like?
is this something you do for work to make money, or is this like for fun, like a hobby?
So the goal is eventually to make money off YouTube, of course, right? But right now it's just for fun, just for
Okay.
hobby. I like to post whenever. I'm not very strict with my schedule and posting if I feel like it. I have to be, energetically speaking, I have to be ready for it because it takes a lot of energy to do what I do. But there's different types of ASMR. So if we want to go a little bit into it, I was going to say, is there a specific sound, like a repetitive sound that you like? Can you think of anything?
A repetitive sound?
Yeah, maybe like...
So my whole life is basically beats and music. So I'll walk around and just go boom, 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 and I'll just like think of beats in my head, and it's like just random
But that
beats
doesn't
that
give you tingles, though. Do you feel tingly in your body?
Oh wait, now we're going somewhere else with this. Hold on. What do you mean? Like, is there a sound that gives me tingles in my body?
Yeah, so there's certain sounds that give people like tingles. Like for instance, some people, has anyone ever scratched your back a little bit by your neck and you feel like these goosebumps?
My
like,
love
all
language
over
is
your
touch.
body?
So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So there's different types of ASMR that some say some are sounds, some are touch. So I do both. I do like massaging ASMR where while I'm doing the massage, there's no music whatsoever. It's quiet and you just hear like the skin, the nails, for instance, like this would be considered, in the mic it's going to sound better.
Right.
But this would be considered ASMR, or in some cases you're doing mic work, right? So
So
For
this is
instance,
to relax somebody, a client.
Yeah, it's to bring you calmness. It's to relax you. It's like if you're stressed, some people listen to meditation music. Some people listen to ASMR.
So people, okay, so let's pretend I'm a client.
Yeah.
And I say, I'm interested in your AMSR vibes.
ASMR.
Yeah, and I say
AMSR.
I said, I'm gonna say that 7 different ways this whole podcast. And
RSM.
and then I make an appointment with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you do? Like, so if it's in person, it could be a massage.
Yeah.
And then if it's over YouTube, you said people do?
Yeah, so like for instance, some people are really into armpit ASMR. So
Wait, this isn't like an OnlyFans, right?
No, not at all. It's funny because a lot of people will think ASMR is sexual, and it can be if you make it that way, but it's not. Most people, there's certain people that make it very sexual, like they'll dress in really skimpy clothes and they'll do these sounds and look really sexy, and some people get turned on by that. But my type of ASMR, some people have said it can be a little bit, but I feel like it's a little bit more like PG. You know, it's more intentional. It's more to really relax.
So what type of sounds do you make? Like, so you just sit there and make sounds on a microphone and somebody listens and it's like their massage, like their audio massage?
Yeah, like look, I just bring something up just for a second, just so you can get like a visual. Because the thing is, it's not only about sounds. A lot of it is visual as well.
Do you ever like get satisfied when someone's like eating? And you hear them eating. There's some people who think
or
it's
like crunchy
disgusting.
chips
Or crunchy chips and just like.
So like this was a girl that I did. She's a good friend of mine. And hold on, let me see.
Is your volume up?
The thing is, you need headphones to listen because you need to listen in a quiet environment.
Or sometimes like hair,
One
like
second.
grabbing your hair and go like shh.
It's about the
mic picks it up.
sound.
So it's not about the touch, it's about the sound, or it's about
both.
both?
It's both. It's
yeah.
both. Some people really like to visually see someone like being massaged and making the sounds of like, you know, when like lotion is being rubbed on your skin and it makes that sound. Okay, some people really like that. Some people like to like,
or like cooking.
Hear
You know when you cook
scratching.
something and like you put it on the pan, it's like shh,
Yeah.
like that.
A sound that does that to me. I mean, good music will give me goosebumps, like, but that's more about like
some
harmonics.
people really like this, for instance, like,
Okay.
okay. Or
Maybe like when something is like, this is like scratchy, or what is that type of material called? When
yeah,
you like
some people just like, it's repetitive. So after listening to that for a while,
He's like, nah.
but yeah, see that you don't
No,
like
but I'm here
that.
like, yo, am I liking that? Like, I'm here like,
Yeah.
like do I like it?
Yeah, you have to be like, you have to set the vibe. But some people like that because it's repetitive, so it kind of almost puts you in like a trance.
So what do you do on the microphone though?
It's so hard to explain. I mean, it wouldn't really work on this mic because I don't know what settings you have.
Do you? Is it a vocal? You say something, or you're touching it and doing?
Sometimes I'll do role play where I pretend that like
This sounds like an OnlyFans, yo.
I feel you, but
It
it's
could be
It's
like
not.
it probably could be, but it's not like that.
It's really not, and a lot of people think that. And by the way, it's very sweet ASMR if you guys want to check it out. But
That's right. Promote your shit. Let
yeah,
them know.
that's right. There's a lot of them. Like, let me see. Some people like to hear. So
Oh, that does sound good.
Okay, I definitely.
So see, like I'm talking in the mic.
Oh. This sounds like.
See, look.
Nah, stop it. Hold on.
But that's not her full. That's not. She does it for fun. That's not really what she does, though. Like that's not her like full
This
time.
is not no.
But what I'm saying is like, how is that not? If someone is enjoying that,
Yeah.
it's gonna turn sexual. That's a sexual thing.
It could be though. You know.
That's
what I mean?
a really hard like subject for
How
me
do you?
because like
how
I
do
get
you?
it.
How do yeah? Because how do you? You know, detach sex from like a good something sexual.
But that's why I'm saying a lot of people see it as sexual, but that's their business, not mine. I'm not out here like wearing like certain provocative clothes and like showing.
It's just a touch. Like it's a touch. Like
Yeah.
I went to wild story. So I'm like, damn, I need a new masseuse because I'm tired of going to this Lux shit. And I'm like, I go on a website, like a masseuse website, and I'm just looking at random people. And I'm like, all right, let me see what her shit is like. So I phone number right there. I just text her, yo. She's like in call, whatever. So she's like, she lives on South Beach. So I go to South Beach and bro, I'm pulling up to this random lady's house that I just saw like online, you know?
Yeah.
And this Russian lady. And she
best.
she walks me into her apartment, and it's like a massage thing, you know. I'm just going into a stranger's place about to like take off my clothes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I'm there laying down, and well, first of all, she's like, "How are you?" And when she touches me and like gives me like a handshake or whatever, off rip from her touch, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like she's trying to be like, I don't know if that's just her hand with her like her masseuse vibe. She got like a soft touch, but like I had to take it sexually. Like that's the only way I know how to take it. Because if you're like touching my hand like this, like soft, it's like, okay. Like I felt it in the touch. Maybe I'm just a Scorpio and I could feel like the intensity of a touch.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it wasn't just like nice to meet you.
But
It was like
touch is very intense. That's why it's like you can't be out here like doing this to somebody and be like, you know, tense, and like touch is very, very intense. Especially if you're very like, you know, easily, like you can feel energy very easily.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't shake my hand like nice to meet you.
Yeah.
She shook my hand and like kind of like grabbed my hand and like kind of did like a little, and I was like,
okay.
type of massage is gonna be.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I feel like there's a difference.
But did anything happen? Did you get a happy ending?
I feel like
that's what I want to know.
first of all, I was like keeping one eye open, making sure like some dude didn't come from the back like a Russian mobster and like kidnap me.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been me. I would have been something. I would have done
You would have been like,
It was the first time I'm in a stranger's crib with a Russian lady, you know? So I'm there like,
you're crazy.
like down and my eyes like this, like looking, like making sure no one's about to like kidnap me and shit. But like the way she's giving me a massage, I don't know, but like she's touching me in a way where it feels like she wants it to be sexual.
Yeah.
There's no way like you're touching me like this and someone will not get turned on. If we switch,
was it like that the whole time during the massage though?
She would do like deep tissue type shit, and then she would do like the soft, like, you know.
But
and
that's what relaxes
like,
relaxes somebody.
You're
like,
probably just very sexual, and so you feel like
I don't know. How do you not like? I don't know. That shit was crazy to me, and I didn't get kidnapped, but
yeah, you're here.
I didn't get like a Russian vibe. But anyway, so you do that as like a side hustle?
Yeah, I do it just for fun because I actually enjoy ASMR. I've been watching ASMR videos for almost 10 years. And then one day I said, I think I can do this. And I got a mic, that one. And I started practicing and I started doing videos just for me. And then one day I posted it. And I think like my first video got like 20,000 views pretty fast.
Holy shit.
Then I started posting more. And some have a lot of views, some don't. But I noticed that definitely the ones where there's massaging, they have more views for sure.
Gotcha.
And the ones where I role play, they have more views.
See, how can someone role play and it not be sexual? You get me? Like this is where I'm not. This is
I
where
understand.
I get that.
You know, but do you have like your massage license? Like
no, I have my esthetician license.
Okay.
So you don't need a license for that because it's not really like massaging. I'm not doing deep tissue. It's very superficial. So it's very like scratching, like it's very relaxing. I'll go and like I'll whisper certain things in your ear. Nothing sexual, but I'll make little noises. It's a lot of sound healing. It's very hard to explain. I find it very hard to explain
it's very
without
hard to
it sounding
like
sexual.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see how any like if
like if
I'm a man and my woman is like, hey, I'm going to my AMSR massage guy, like I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then he's there like,
well, I wouldn't do it to a man. I do it only to women, specifically for that reason. Because I know that
it would be sexual if it was a man and a woman. Yeah, there's no way. I'm sure some girls even get turned on, bro. Like,
well, I mean, I've had a client. I've had someone tell me that they were being turned on, but it was aftermath, not during. They didn't say anything. Like they didn't say anything to me in the moment because I probably would have felt really uncomfortable. But after they was like, oh, that definitely made me really horny. But she wasn't gay or bi or anything like that. She was just like, I was super horny. But she told me after. I'm so thankful she told me after. I would have cringed.
I would have been like, can you leave?
Now? I don't know.
I don't know, because there's times, I'll be honest with you, there's times when I'm getting a massage and like it'll feel like I'll like moan a little bit. Yeah. Because it'll hit my muscles and it'll be like, you know, and I'm like, damn, I hope she's not taking this as like, I'm like,
but like, think about it, right? When you're at peace and you're like, you know, your body's relaxed, you know, you do get.
There's a fine line between like what feels good and what turns like sexual. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I feel like it's easier for when a man is relaxed to be like, you know, a little like.
I just don't think like we can be touching the opposite gender and thinking it's not going to be sexual. No. You know what I'm saying?
Like, 100%.
Especially if you're two attractive people or the person doing is attractive, it's
There's
very
no
hard.
way.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's why you're. That's why I'm super careful. Like I don't. Like I'm very careful. If I don't see you in that way or whatever, like I'm not gonna touch you.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch you because I don't want. First off, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. You know.
Yeah.
That's one thing is that needs to, because I feel like men get the wrong impression
They do,
like
very
I
quickly.
think women. I mean, maybe you guys can agree with me, but I want to give a PSA to the women out there. Women.
Yeah.
You could be friendly, but don't like be touching guys like if you're not really into him and being super friendly, because guys are definitely reading that a different way.
100%. Especially like, you know, a lot of women nowadays are like, you know, they have to be mean sometimes because sometimes guys don't get it. They think that if you're being nice, you're flirting. Like, and I don't want to come off rude either. You know, I used to be very, very, very rude. I used to be like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, don't talk to me, you know, but now I'm not like that. So now I'm just very like, thank you, you know, like I'll have conversation, but then like, you know, if it gets to a point where it's getting uncomfortable and you're not understanding that I'm really not into you, I will be very straightforward and say like, look, it's
the conversation is one thing, but don't be touching.
Don't be touching
like,
me.
Don't be doing touchy-feely.
But girls
shit,
do that. Girls touch guys and stuff, and you're giving the guy a wrong impression. Then when he does something that you feel uncomfortable, then you blame him.
Then they'll act
take
like, oh my,
responsibility.
like why is he like thinking that? Because you gave him all the signs you would give a guy that you liked.
Yeah.
I think it depends. Like some people are charismatic and some people have read certain books about how to influence people, how to make friends. You know, have you ever read that book, How to Influence People and Make Friends? Okay, so, well, there's a lot that says that you can really influence someone by touching them. And it's like subtle touches. Now, there's certain touches where it's like if a girl's touching you all night, she wants you. Most probably. Some no, but most probably they do. But there's subtle touches where a man might take that as like she wants me, because it just simply touches you. But some women are just charismatic and just want to like make a good impression. And
that's not no good. That's no good.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I would not advise against women to do that, because that though
if you just go like that, even if you just touch someone here and there, just to like
if it's like how are you, and it's like a kiss on the cheek and it's like a hug real quick, that's cool. But if you're constantly look, think of it as from a guy's perspective. If a woman, it's guys are not getting really any rhythm from women out here, you know? So if you got a girl that's touching you, that's maybe 1 out of 10 women is doing that, you know? Like, so you're, a lot of guys are just there like, okay, why is she touching me? That's the first thing she must like me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only cue how else is he gonna know if she likes me or not?
Imagine if a guy, first off, if a guy keeps touching me and I'm not, like, first off, you could be super cute. Either way, don't touch me. Like, I never gave you permission to touch me.
Right.
Don't touch me. Like I get like, especially like now people are very touchy, very, very touchy. And you know, I get it. People are going to try their limits and see like where it goes, but don't touch me. I
mean, because that's like seduction 101, right? If you're hanging out with a woman and maybe you're on a date or you're whatever, and she touches you,
that's she's giving you
it could be something
permission.
simple. Now as a guy, or what I've done, what you're like, okay, now you touch her back real quick, like on the leg, haha, and from a laugh, and you touch her back, and then you see how that rhythm develops into that. Then you kind of see if she touches you back, so it's like an unspoken rhythm that you're building. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, okay,
like they're okay with this.
Now maybe that's the only way a guy knows if I can go in for a kiss. That's literally the only way. How else is a guy supposed to know? You know what I'm saying?
That's 100% true.
So if you're touching the guy the whole time and then he kisses you and you go back like that, like, that was your fault because you gave him all the wrong signals. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then you blame like, oh, this guy. Like, no, girl, you were giving him all the signs from the beginning. You know?
I would say though, can I kiss you? Like, you know what I mean? If I was a guy.
No, but that's the opposite of romance. Yeah. Romance is not speaking. Romance is body language.
It's just like an unsaid chemistry. You know what I mean? It's like an unsaid like intimacy that you guys haven't even like had yet, but it's like maybe conversation's great, maybe the vibes are good, maybe you guys have like the same mentality when it comes to certain things, you know, maybe the conversation is amazing and there's like no awkward silence, you know, so it's like that chemistry, and then you're like, combine that with the touching,
that's telling everything that the guy
it depends how many times you touch and where though. I feel like anything above here, like maybe shoulder, it's not that big of a deal. But if I'm doing it all night, I probably if
like we're talking sitting next to each other and you put your hand on my leg.
No, that's different. I would not touch you down there anywhere, not your leg, not your toe.
Well, like if you're at the club, we're at the club, right? And I say a joke and we're laughing and I just like touch your leg real quick.
I would definitely think you'd want me, for sure.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, look at it from a guy's lens. Yeah. These are the things guys have to do because we have to set little traps to see if you bite on the trap to know if we're going in that direction or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It makes it,
because he's not gonna say, he's not gonna be like, oh, you touched me.
But that's what we're getting at in society with the whole like, it's basically like consent, like, yo, sign the form. Like you're killing all romance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be an unsaid language back and forth with each other. But women are leading guys on to think it's something else. And then guys are reading the signal wrong. And then women are mad at the signal. And it's like, he touched me in a weird way. And don't get me wrong, there's guys who are creepers who touch women weird. But there's a good portion of men, I could argue maybe half, that are just genuinely thinking this girl's into me and reading the signs wrong.
But you know also what it is that, you know, we went some time not being able to communicate with people face to face. And then they've developed these, like, you know, because of COVID, they developed these apps and developed blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I feel like that, like, understanding of when you do meet someone in person kind of dwindled. You know, so now people are just weird and they don't know how to be
just the
social.
new generation in general, just with the apps and the whole
apps and gosh, like, you know, I was telling her the other day, I was like, imagine if the apps are so like, it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people trying to imagine if you're at a bar with your friends, and imagine 5 guys come up to you at the same time, like, hey, what's up? Making the same conversation. That's how it is, like, online, you know?
Humans have talked the same way for billions of years until literally like 10 years ago. We changed the form of communication, and there's no social signals, there's no facial expressions, there's no, I mean, you know, FaceTime, but it's still not the same, you know? So you're not getting all those social cues that you'd be getting along with the conversation to know the context of something, you know?
And that's why I think it dwindled down, because now everyone's like, you know, oh, let's just go to this app and see how much people that I can, you know, get to, and, you know, all at once. It's honestly very sad. I'm all for like the old school, like, let's talk, let's go to a quick cafe. Like, we don't gotta do all that extra stuff. We don't have to go to no stupid restaurant, like no dining in. Like, let's just vibe. Let's see how
the basics of like,
because think about it. You go, then let's say the guy takes you to Uchi or some super, you know, expensive restaurant. Don't get me wrong, like, it's cute and all and whatever, but now I'm gonna have to sit across from you, and now I'm gonna have to be like, God, I hope this guy has like a great attitude, or I hope we can, you know what I mean? And you're gonna sit there as no, just
really, like, how, because I'm a guy and I don't see like the perspective from you guys. Like, say you guys go on dates, how let's say you go on 5 dates. Out of those 5, let's just say out of those 5 different guys you go on a date with, like, just give me an estimate. Out of those 5 gay guys you sit on across from the table and go on a date with to dinner, how many of them are like, it's miserable and I got to get out of here?
I would never put myself in that situation, though. Like, there's some girls who want to do it. Maybe they get good food and stuff. But to me, energy is so important. And because I don't have, like, I try to keep busy and like having the, you know, the lifestyle that I have and all of this stuff, like, you have to work for what you have. Like, you have to get out there, you have to network, you have to meet people, all that stuff, right? So it's like, when I do have the free time, I'm not giving my free time to just anybody who wants to take me out. Like 5 dates on a week or something like that, that's draining and that's exhausting.
Not a week, but I'm just trying to get a gauge of like, what's the percentage of men that just doesn't even know how to speak in front of a woman?
Oh, there's so many.
Like,
it's
so
more
many.
than half. You think out of the 5, you think it's 3 that are gonna be like, this guy's boring?
Out of 5, there's 4 that really do not know how to have a conversation.
They talk a lot on the phone,
Yes.
but then in person, it's a different story.
So you think 4 out of 5 guys, you're gonna leave that date like, oh my God, this was a waste of my time.
Disaster.
He didn't make me laugh.
Disaster. Like, why am I holding the conversation? Like, why am I holding this conversation? You need to start asking me questions that like make me think. You know what I mean? Like, don't ask me what I do.
Men
you know what I
definitely
mean? Like,
need to take the lead more.
Yeah.
I feel like men don't take the lead. They're kind of chilling and waiting back for the woman to take the lead. And I think I understand, because a lot of women, especially in our generation and today's society, they've been living a lot in their masculine energy, and I think that men are kind of living more in their feminine energy, and they're more used to kind of taking a step back and seeing how it plays out. But they're not. It's like, I don't want to say they're not being aggressive enough, but they're not taking the lead.
Take control.
You know, because women, we follow the lead, but if you're not leading, we're kind of left with like, what the fuck are we doing?
You know what it is? They're just socially like crippled. Like they don't know how. You know what it is? Is like for me, like I've always consumed, whether it's TV, whether it's music, I'm always consuming things to be able to have, like, I guess you could say, bullets in conversation. I have things to shoot at in conversation. But a lot of these guys, the only thing they consume is maybe video games and things that you
you know what I
things that you can't bring up in a date with a woman. So basically, I had a talk with my boy. This was fairly recent, maybe like a year ago, and he's super successful, makes a lot of money, and he's telling me, yo, I went on a couple dates, and it's just like, there's nothing to talk about with, because he's going on younger, you know, like a little bit younger women. And I'm telling him, I'm like, bro, but because all you do, what do you consume? All you do is watch basketball and sports like a man. That's cool. But you can't bring that into a conversation with a woman.
You
That
know what to talk
you
about.
and your boys could have a great conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But like, I like to consume things that are gonna give me things to talk about amongst women, amongst everybody really,
like
but like
that.
women too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so there's
But-
things like. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's why it's important to at least like in today's society, we have YouTube, we have all these like different platforms where we can educate ourselves on so many different topics. It's just about choosing 2 or 3 topics. You could literally go on YouTube right now and put videos and put in there, you know, give me 10 topics to talk about on my first date type of thing. It's
Yeah.
like there's so many things you can learn. I mean, nowadays, I mean, personally, I love podcasts. So I watch a lot of podcasts like all day long. I don't watch TV. Like I'm playing a podcast.
What's your favorite podcast?
I don't even know. I really love Jay Shetty. There's, you know, it's funny you asked me that, and I'm a little embarrassed now that I'm not able to tell you because there's so many that I watch, but I don't necessarily remember their names. I just look at them up and I see them like
YouTube.
yeah, like, and I'll see their face and I know I like them and I'll put.
You
and
watch
I'll
more
choose
YouTube
It.
than you do TV?
Oh, 100%.
I don't watch TV.
I don't even watch
I cannot
TV.
sit there and watch a movie. I
No,
cannot sit
not
there and watch
alone.
TV.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, I
you know,
can't do it.
YouTube is like 65 to 70% men who consume YouTube. So
Oh,
when you
wow.
tell me that you guys watch more YouTube, you're like the minority, like 30%
Yeah.
of women who like
Yeah,
watch
and
YouTube.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I can. The thing nowadays too, like if I'm going somewhere, I'm listening to a podcast. Like I
me
need
see right
something
now,
to stimulate
actually.
my mind.
Robert
So-
Greene. Sorry.
Robert Greene is amazing.
I had to
That's
say
it.
that
Yeah,
because I
he's
needed to
great.
mention his name because he's helped me so much in the last few years, and I've read some of his books. And The Art of Seduction, I think it's a book that everyone should read if you know how to.
Yeah, I mean, I've
there's
listened
certain
to
things
40
that are
Laws
very
of Power.
manipulative.
I've watched
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I've
there's certain things that are very manipulative. And
A lot
so
of
you
people
need
use it to
know how
manipulate
tread
other people.
lightly.
Yeah.
You need to be smart enough and conscious.
Yeah,
enough to
but
know.
life
It's all about.
is manipulation.
I was gonna say that.
We
It's
all
true.
manipulate. Like, what's the difference between manipulate and persuade? We could probably look. We could probably look that up.
Sometimes manipulating can be like it's not in the benefit of them, it's in the benefit of you. And persuading could be like this could be in the benefit of you, like, you know, you want to probably listen to
That's
me.
a good one.
Yeah, but as far as seduction goes, like, what if I'm trying to like seduce you?
Okay,
That's in the
so-
benefit of me and you.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that's,
am I persuading or am I manipulating you to seduce you? Which avenue am I taking?
I don't think seduction is manipulation.
It says persuasion seeks to empower individuals, like you said, to make their own choices, while manipulation involves taking advantage of others for personal
Exactly,
gain.
for personal gain. So
Yeah.
So then, what is seduction? What does that fall under?
I think seduction is
Like,
just
ask it: is seduction persuasion or is seduction manipulation? Because there's such a fine line with that.
I don't know. I've never tried to seduce somebody to persuade them to like.
But I feel like that's more of a guy thing. Like if I'm trying to seduce you into wanting to be physical with me. So am I manipulating you or am I persuading you?
It depends if it's in the benefit
persuasion-
of her.
Persuasion involves the use of reasoning, logic, and appeals to emotions to influence someone's beliefs. Seduction can incorporate elements of both persuasion and manipulation, depending on the intentions and methods used.
If she's
true.
into you, you don't have to seduce her.
If a guy
Yeah, if she's
goes
not
on a
into you,
date
then
and
yeah.
sleeps with a woman on the first date, did he seduce her or did he manipulate her?
Neither.
Depends on the woman.
Depends on the person.
Two different type of guys. A guy that you think is handsome or whatever can literally touch you on the leg or hi, and it's not nothing. Oh, hey, and you'll flirt back. But
Yeah.
but the same guy, a different guy, could do the same shit that the handsome guy did, and you're going to HR. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
going to HR,
like,
see
yo,
ya.
this guy touched me, like we have a problem, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So it makes it. I'm trying to look at it from the guy's perspective, you know. So that's why it's like you got to become a certain guy that when
Yeah.
he does that, it doesn't feel creepy. You know what I mean?
But like we were talking about, you know, you were talking about being like crippled socially, right?
Yeah.
That has a lot to do with that. If you are a man and you're trying to manipulate a woman by seducing her, you're a loser. Like pretty much.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
If you're a man,
If you're a man and you're trying to manipulate a woman by seducing her, like
what does that mean though?
manipulate her into sleeping with you. You know what I mean? Like
But what's the difference between manipulating her into sleeping with you and seducing her into sleeping with you?
Well,
so I think that manipulating somebody to sleep with you means that you don't got no game and you're a loser and you're lame and you know she's out of your league, so you gotta like
or
really
maybe
try.
you have bad intentions.
Or maybe the guy can have bad
Or
intentions
maybe here,
as well.
maybe this is the determining factor. Maybe the manipulation is telling lies and being deceitful.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the,
that's
and the
manipulation, yeah.
persuasion and the seduction is just being honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I said. Like manipulation is telling somebody something and pushing something on something that it's not in their benefit, and you know it's not in their benefit, and you're doing it for your own gain.
Russell Brand. Did you see the Russell Brand shit? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's 5 to 6 girls accusing him of doing things all at the same time, coming out of nowhere. And this is Russell Brand. He admitted that he's very promiscuous in his past, but Russell Brand doesn't need to.
No,
but I don't want to be the insensitive guy that is dismissing these women. But at the same time, it's too fishy to like really believe, you know,
Right,
like
100%.
So it's like these things are happening to men all the time, and it's scary.
But
like,
also this is the thing. I'm sorry to.
That's okay.
I didn't know you were gonna speak. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But it's like. Also, guys need to be a little bit more smart. Like, there's a plethora of information out there. I didn't know what narcissism was 5 years ago until TikTok and Instagram started, going crazy about it. So there's a plethora of information out there. And I think that it's your responsibility to go out there and find the information. Like, what are red flags in a girl? A man needs to know that just because she's hot, she has like, a good body and stuff like that. Don't allow that to like, make you, okay, I'm going to go for her. No, like really see how she is and she'll show you. She's going to tell you. I know women are very deceitful and I understand that. But it's like if you're a man who's in tune with who he is and you can read people very quickly, then you should have no problem like coming to a girl and seeing that she has like a whole bunch of red flags. You know what I mean?
I'm super,
and like you shouldn't be giving people that attention.
Fragile with women. Like I first of all, I don't lie, but like if I'm gonna break up with someone, I'm gonna like, how do I like set them down easily. I'm never gonna just drop them because
put them down.
Like a scorned
like
woman,
a child.
a scorned woman, like bro, like she could flip and be angry and just say whatever because she's mad at you because you went with this girl and not her. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have to be the guy that in the text message says, "Oh my God, I had a great time last night." Yeah, like I have that in case you want to say, you know what I mean? Like, right. That's why I tell all men. Like that's why I tell all men. It sucks that we live in this world today, but like if we're in a society where if a woman says something and people because let's be clear, just the accusation will ruin a man's career. 100%. Just the accusation by itself. So you have to be ready to like have proof or have things to be able to. I tell all men this, like document and have a lot of paper trails of text message conversations.
So sad
like
it's gotten to that though. It's so you think it's just like
most
you think it's a society?
What sucks is that 80% of men don't even have to worry about this because 80% of men are struggling. I'm talking about the top 20% of men who are targets.
That's true.
I'm talking about the top 20% of men who have money, who have charisma, who know how to speak, who have options. A lot of women, you know what I mean? Because all the women are going to these top 20% of men. So these are the men that I suggest like make sure, and a lot of men do this already that are in that bracket, but you just have to have paper trails and you know. But it sucks that we're in this.
I was going to say, I wonder, I'm not sure if this is even something you need to include or not, but between us, I wonder, how some women, they like that almost, I don't know if I want to call it like role playing, but kind of saying like, oh no, but like they want it, but they're saying like,
oh
no,
my God, yo.
They're playing and they're kind of like playing hard to get. And so the guy keeps on pushing because he thinks, oh, she wants him to be more aggressive. And then it's like, oh no.
That is
and then next
crazy
thing you know,
that you say, bro.
Yeah, I wonder.
That
because
is crazy
like,
that you say that because I had these, okay, let me tell you about some issues that I've had.
Tell us.
That's crazy that you brought this up. And I've had this problem, I would say mostly with very Latin, I would say like women that are like not Americanized yet. They have, this was happened with an ex actually from Dominican Republic that was super Dominican still. And it happened to like two other, and I think they were just Latin. Another one was, but basically when it comes to sex and these are the type of women that will tell you no and still want you like.
But they're opening their legs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They're like, no, don't touch me, and they're taking their panties off. You know what I'm saying? And that is the scariest shit to me because I've had to say,
like, bitch, no, or yes,
what are we doing?
100%. I've actually had this happen maybe 2 or 3 times to where women have said no. They're in my bed naked basically, and they're saying no, don't touch me.
Okay, this is the thing too. It's like,
and I'm here like, babe, you can't tell me that. First of all, you can't be in my bed naked,
and be like,
then telling me no. That's number one. First of all, wait, I got to talk very carefully here. You could tell a man no whenever you want to, ladies. Let me be super clear. But if you're in a man's bed, or let's say you're in his house at 3 a.m. one-on-one, you shouldn't even really. You have the right to tell him no. But a lot of women, like I said, there's a percentage of women, and I would argue that it's a good percentage of women that will tell you no. That want you to, I say the word take it? Like, I don't, that sounds so crazy.
They want you to be aggressive. Like, they're saying no, but they want you to be aggressive and like low key, they want it. You know what I mean? And so that's
so confusing.
Yeah, but I agree with you.
I think it's women also who just like that's how you can tell if a woman respects her own boundaries or not. You know, because like there's a lot of girls who are like, you know, like we were talking about this earlier, where like women are very sexual, like very sexual beings. So it's like, of course, you know, she's in your bed naked, like, you know, she's gonna definitely want, you know what I mean? Like, what if she doesn't want you, she's not gonna be in your bed naked.
But I feel like
if you tell me the word no, it's no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. I'm stopping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I cannot have you say, I said no and he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of women that say no, but that's part of their how
But
they
it's
how
like
they
a
get turned on.
fetish. It's a fetish.
They want,
Yeah.
And I've noticed that it's like that with a lot of super Latin, like women that aren't Americanized from other countries. They want, it's almost like they want you to no, boom, and like grab her and like take, you know what I mean? And, there's such a thin, like, because a lot
That's
of women
why you need
get
to give hints. If you're that woman, you need to give certain hints where you're showing like, you know, if you're saying no, but then you like grab him or something, you know what I'm saying? So he knows like, no, it's safe. Like you can move on.
You shouldn't be saying no though. You should be saying something more like
stop.
Stop it. Or like, you better stop playing with me,
no,
you know, or something
that.
That
happens all the time.
Yeah.
The stop it.
What was that? I thought you had a cat.
Bro.
Oh my god, me too. I'm like, you have a cat in here?
I think that definitely I have said before in the past, like, no, stop. But like, I think it's like one thing is like stop. And one thing is like,
but
no,
you
stop.
can't. That in court doesn't hold up. You can't judge. She said stop.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
no, that's true. You fucked up.
That's true. But then also, I might do something to make you understand physically that I want it. You know what I'm saying?
But these are all vague. These are all vague things that are left up for interpretation.
I think you're right. I think it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. But certain people have fetishes and they have things.
But that's the thing. That's what we're getting to a scary part, because that's part of romance.
Yeah.
Is not talking. It's going off the body. You know what I mean? Going off body. But you can't in court. Like, have someone, I said no, Your Honor. And he took it.
And she's opening her legs though. Get the fucking hint. Like if I'm saying stop and I'm closing my legs and I'm pushing you physically away. Don't like
your body language should match what's coming out of your mouth. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
As a guy, it's just tough, bro.
It is tough, and I think that women don't make it really too easy.
Yeah, they don't make it easy.
You know,
for sure,
and I understand that, but I really do. And this is no shots against like women, you know, but I really do hope it gets a little better, because it's sad. I've heard from different guy friends. I've heard from different people. They're like, man, it's out of control.
Like there's times where like, damn, I can't. I mean, like it'll be in my bed, right? Like we'll be making out. This has happened to me a couple times. We'll be making out, and then you go to the next move. She'll be like, yo, stop, chill. But then she starts making out with you. So then you're like getting into it. So you try to do it again. She's like, no, stop, chill.
But you see, this is
so she does it. Like,
okay, but this is the thing. Like, sometimes you just want to make out. You don't have to. Yeah, but sometimes you just want to make out. Sometimes you just want to make out. Like you don't want to.
But not at 3 a.m. You're in the man's house at 3 a.m. and y'all are drunk, and it's like it's hard. It's hard to like.
It depends a lot on the situation,
right? Like you can't be if we're like in the car and I'm dropping you off and you just want to make out. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But like if you're in my house and we're by ourselves and it's 3 a.m. and we both drank. And you're like, I just want to make out.
Yeah, but what if you do? What if I just want to make out and I don't want to have sex and I just want you to look at me naked? Why not? That's the thing. I think people just have this idea.
You're putting him in a bad situation.
You're putting a steak in front of a lion.
You're putting him in a bad situation.
And telling it. No.
Oh my god.
Not in a bad way.
No,
but some women just like to tease, and it's like that's what I'm saying. Like you were saying,
but that's testosterone.
There's
like
so many things now that men have to be careful with. Oh no, is she saying yes? Oh no, wait, did I have the text message where she said yes? Oh well, she's naked, but do I fuck her? No, she doesn't want to fuck. But it's like sometimes it's like just chill. Like, and I understand for a man it's hard to just chill because women out here are doing crazy stuff. But I feel like if I just want to be in your bed and make out with you and not have sex, and I just want you to look at me naked, like why can't I do that? Why can that be okay? And then make you almost like, I don't even know how to express it in English. Build the tension, the sexual tension, and then maybe tomorrow we'll have sex. But it's like maybe today I just don't want to, and it's because it's 3 a.m. and I'm in your bed. I have to have sex with you.
That's true.
Right, but I understand that. Yeah. But you got to understand how like a man's hormones work and testosterone. Yeah,
but you also,
especially when like I don't think that's fair to go to a man's house at 3 a.m. without the intentions of wanting to fuck him.
But what if you tell him I'm coming to your house, but I'm not going to fuck you?
But all women say that and then end up they fucking him.
It's complicated.
That's the thing. It's vague. It's scary.
I just think, like I said, you shouldn't be putting yourself in that situation if that's not what you want.
That's what I'm saying.
You shouldn't be putting yourself in that situation. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, and it's so sad to see because now you looking for a good man and you're looking for the guy's like all messed up in the head because he's dealt with all these girls that are like, and then they do the complete opposite of what they say they're gonna do. It's
gonna get to a point where it's like we're gonna have to have contracts signed. It's gonna destroy romance, but it sucks.
But the romance is already destroyed.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. I do believe that I really do believe that there's romance out there. I met some really good men. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it just doesn't work out. But you know, like I met some good guys, and you know, like I think that their romance does exist. You know, but trying to you know, it's just. I think that people just need to be a little bit more careful and actually, like, you know, if their words match their actions.
I think women, you guys are just going to have to start making the first move.
We already are. That's a freaking sad part.
That rarely happens.
But
for me, I've probably never had maybe one or two like make the first move. But it's always a man having to read, is it okay for me to make this next move?
But you should though. And this is why, remember, we were talking about like porn and stuff like that. And this is why I feel like porn has destroyed men and all that, because porn, you know, kind of removes the rejection from men. Like if they go on porn and they want to see like a Latina with like nice tits and a nice ass, they have access to it. In the real world, you can't have that. You know that you probably may not have access to it. And sometimes going for somebody like that, and she may shut you down, the rejection is what makes a man. The rejection is what allows a man to grow. And you know what I mean?
I agree.
And so I think porn is just destroying men to do that.
Porn is a double-edged sword, because I think there's a lot of good to porn, and I can make the argument on why women should watch porn. I would make an argument that if women do not watch porn, they're at a serious disadvantage. Because I look at porn as like, when I was growing up playing basketball and I would watch the N1 mixtapes of all the crazy guys dribbling and doing all the tricks and shit, I would watch it to be like, okay, I want to practice those tricks to see what he's doing. I built my whole sexual persona off porn. Off watching porn. Now there's guys who use it as a necessity because they can't get women in real life. That's a whole separate problem.
That's what
but for a good portion of men, for me, for example, like there's certain things I learned. Like, for example, when you watch basketball, I like the way he shoots the ball. I like the way he dribbles. I'm gonna take a piece of this from him, a piece of this from him, a piece of this from him, and you make it to your basketball game. That's kind of what I did with porn my whole life. Is kind of like, okay, that was cool what he did here. That was cool what he did here. And I kind of developed my sexual persona from that. Now, as far as women goes, I can make the argument as to women need to do the same thing. Women need to know how to, like, you're not going to learn how to sexually please a man if you haven't seen someone do it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you need to like watch a bunch of different women give head, and you could be like, I like all these different things, and create your own persona around it, because there's going to be the next woman who does it way better, and the man's going to go to that woman. The woman who didn't watch porn is going to be so just not...
Super hard for me to say this out loud, but I watch porn and I agree with you, and I would think that half the things that I know nowadays are because of porn, because I've seen them being done in porn. But I think it's more taboo for women to watch porn, so women are not open about it. We'll tell our friends about it and stuff. I've told you and stuff, but it's not like I'm not like there every single day. Like some men have like it's a true addiction.
For men
it's an addiction. But I think that if once in a while you watch porn and you're a woman, like I agree with you. You can learn certain things.
I think it's just a very fine line, because you don't want it to become an addiction. And when it does become an addiction is when there is a problem. And, you know, being in a relationship with someone who does have a porn addiction makes it really hard.
Oh my God.
It's such
on a woman.
That's horrible.
You know what I mean? Or vice versa. Like sometimes women, if you watch porn too much, your man can't please you. But you're looking for that instant climax.
Or vibrators.
You're correct.
The rose.
Get rid of the rose, ladies. No, but porn is a thing where like I've really like analyzed it, and it's literally like half good and half bad. It's both, you know, like because there's people like one of the bad things that it does is like a 15-year-old boy can see more naked women in 10 minutes than all the kings and sultans could see naked women in their entire life. A 15-year-old boy could see that in 10 minutes. That fucks your brain up, you know? Like, because when a guy watches porn, they're watching probably like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 girls in like 20 minutes. Like you're seeing so many different girls in a quick amount of time because you're like, okay, I'm over. So I feel like sometimes that can apply into real life.
Yeah. And so let me ask you something, and you don't have to answer if you don't want, but you're watching porn and you do your thing, and then whatever, you come, and it's like you keep staying on the site and you keep on doing it and doing it and doing it.
No.
Because that's a problem.
It's a problem.
But if you just watch 1 or 2 videos and you come and you're out, I feel like you just... You took care of what you needed to take care of.
It was like drinking. It's like a smoking a joint or a cup of wine just to relax.
But this is a thing. Like a lot of times you're.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
But a lot of women say porn is fake. A man shouldn't watch porn. But I'll be honest with you, only probably 50% of porn is fake, and the other 50% is regular ass couples like up putting their shit up, like just regular ass people.
Yeah, for sure.
So what men are looking at this shit and they're like, wait. This is a regular ass couple with an iPhone. She's sucking his dick like that. Like, I don't get nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think women are, you guys, like, it's almost not, you're not forced, but it's like,
yeah, but it's
you really want to know what these girls out here are sucking dick, or like just what they're doing to their man.
I don't know why some women don't watch porn. Maybe it's some people it's for religious reasons. Some people is because they maybe find it cringy. I don't know why women don't watch. I think it's very taboo for women still. It's not acceptable. It's almost looked down to. But if a man does it, oh yeah, it's normal.
I think everything is like perspective, you know, like your perspective in watching something, because you can affect yourself so much by what you see, what you hear, what you touch. Yeah. And so I think if you take it a little bit too much out of context where it does become a problem, and you know it's a problem, you know it's an addiction, then I think then that everybody has their own like views on porn, and I respect everyone's views. But I think when it comes out of context to where you're expecting your other person to make you feel this way, or when you're, you know, putting those false expectations on a person, it's not fair to them. You just fucked up because you couldn't have self-control while you were looking at porn, you know?
Right.
So I think
we live in a world now where men watch porn. So women, like, they're seeing all these different things that these regular ass women are doing. And if you're going to be a woman that doesn't watch porn, you're going to be left behind. Like, you're not going to have no persona. Like, you have to explore these things and build like your own sexual persona, and I don't know.
It's hard to agree with you, but I agree with you.
I get that, but even like too, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch porn, but what I'm saying is like I understand that aspect. But when with your man, you should figure it the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? If you're with your man and you guys are intimate together,
and, like,
you need to see his eyes, you need to see his body language, you need to see how he responds to certain things. You have to do that part, and a man should do that part as well. There's a lot of guys who don't know how to satisfy a woman. They can watch all the porn in the world, but they don't know how to satisfy a woman.
Yeah,
so don't this porn stuff. I get it. It's an illusion. It looks great. It feels great when you're like, you know, touching yourself and stuff, and that's cool. But like, let's be real. A lot of guys do not know how to satisfy a woman, and they don't do their part in trying to find out what you like. This is one time, like, somebody asked me, like, what's the best thing that was ever done to you? And that conversation cannot be had with an immature man. You know what I mean? If you're a mature man and you say, hey, look, what was the best thing that was done to you? I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, because he wants to do that. And there's nothing wrong with humbling yourself a little bit and trying to find out what she likes. You know what I mean? You have to get to know somebody's body language. You have to get to know what they want, how they like it.
During sex, though,
they do.
Like, oh,
they do because they don't want to hurt their. They don't want to hurt their feelings.
Bitch, I don't. You know what are you gonna say? Like, I've had, you know, like, oh, do you like that? Like, yeah. And deep down, I'm like,
please stop. Can you come now?
Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that there needs to be communication, but I think maybe afterwards it's better. Maybe be like, you know what, I don't really like that. I wasn't really into it, you know? Like because if a man is going to ask you, you know, you like that, you're going to say no?
No, I'm not gonna say no.
That's what I'm saying. No. You don't want to hurt their feelings.
But this is the thing: is like communication is so important. You don't have to.
Like it.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have. You could just be like, or like laugh it off and like do something else, and then, you know, show him. You have to show them. Like, and guys, I think they're just so like, oh yeah,
that kills you like that. We're talking about the romance. That kills the romance part of it. You know, like, you can't be explicit about things and say it out loud.
Have to.
You gotta imply and give hints and maybe move his hand.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm like I said, you don't have to communicate that and say no, I don't. You could, if he asks you that, just be like play it off, be cute and stuff, and then do something else to where he sees like what you like. You know what I'm saying?
After to have that conversation, like
I don't know. If it continues, and if you're like, oh, why are you doing that? You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, after the after the
fact. How do you like? Because this happened. Like, how do you like?
Because it's happening.
Like, if one girl is just not, I'll just give the head example. If one girl's not doing it, like, is it terrible at doing it? Is it bad to like want her to like show her videos or show her ways to do it? Like, this is how you do it. Because as a man, it's like, yo, this girl was whack, and then this girl like was like looking around my shit like it was the best thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, how do I tell this girl, like, teach her to do it, to like just that. Be not about technique, but just be to be like nasty, like to be like it's an attitude. It's not like a technique.
It depends
and
on the
I feel
woman.
like you can't
teach attitude. You cannot teach just like you cannot teach vision. You know what I mean? You cannot teach vision. Either you have it or you don't. You cannot teach attitude. You cannot teach confidence. It's either you have it or you don't. And unfortunately, if they just don't have it, like, they just don't have it.
I think certain women are not open enough with their sexuality or comfortable enough to like really be like, honey, I don't even know if I want you to put this, but like to be a slut during sex. Like I really feel like they're not free enough when they're within their own sexuality to actually like do what it is that you were saying. You know what I'm saying? Some people are more.
I've asked women, do you agree with this? I ask women like, as like, if you were a guy, say you're a guy and you ask a woman, yo, how many days a week, let's say, do you play with yourself? And she says, I don't. Because a lot of good women say, a lot of women, I would say 50%, maybe more, say, no, I don't. And as a man, that's a red flag, because if you haven't even explored, if you can't make yourself come, if you like, how can I make you come? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I always look at that as like, that's a red flag. I don't know. I guess maybe it's like 50% of women are just not explorative sexually.
You know, and it has a lot to do with like maybe religion. You know what I mean? Like, or sometimes a lot of times it's like, don't do that. You know, that's not so good. And that's not good. And that's not the, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
and then God gave us a vagina to feel pleasure and to have babies and like, you know,
like I said, but it's perspective.
I wouldn't,
women, okay,
like, religiously speaking, I agree, especially because we both grew up Christian. It's very taboo, you know, like you don't do that. Your husband needs to do that, but it's like this is my body.
This is the exact equivalent, I would say, is that a woman not watching porn and knowing how to do something sexually is the same as a man not knowing how to talk to a woman in the date. Do you understand? Because men fall in love visually and women fall in love with what they hear. So that's the thing. Porn to women is not porn. Porn to women is novellas and literature. You guys fall in love with literature. Men fall in love with visuals and we're visual with our sex. You guys fall in love with literature. What you like, an ugly ass dude could say something to you and turn you on in the way, and what he's maybe not an ugly ass dude. But I mean, this is why women say they like medium ugly. You know, they say that term. Like, I don't want a pretty guy. I want a medium, but a guy who knows how to talk. Because a guy, if he speaks a certain way, it can make him more sexy. You know what I'm saying?
You can be handsome as fuck, but if you don't know how to talk,
you don't know how to talk. Yeah.
Right. So the woman that doesn't watch porn to know how to please a guy is the same as a man who doesn't watch things to know how to speak to a woman and bring up conversations in a woman. You know what
do you guys think about watching porn with like your couple? Like together?
I've never, it's never like lasted more than 5 minutes, because it's just going to get into like me and her. Like, it's going to like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, it's never going to.
Yeah.
But I think
I thought it would be a 40-minute video.
I think it would be interesting to like with your, say you guys are like, damn, I should be like a sex therapist. But say you guys, say a relationship is not like, it's bad sexually. I would say a cool thing to do is, you know how you like pass the aux and like we take a turn playing a song? Take a turn playing a porn video, each of you guys, and maybe do like 3 rounds and don't touch each other. Sit across, be like, you pick one, you pick one. So she's going to pick what she likes. He's going to pick what he likes. And I think if you do that, like maybe 3 rounds of that, and don't even say nothing. Just you put your shit on and we watch. Okay. In my head, okay, this is what you like. Now I'm going to put what I like. And then hopefully you're like, okay, this is what he likes. And then after 3 videos each, you kind of probably got a good.
A woman is probably not going to really show you what it is that she likes. She's going to be embarrassed. She's going to think you're going to judge her.
A lot of women like lesbian porn, and they don't really are not lesbians.
I don't know. I don't like lesbian porn. I think it's very aggressive.
Okay.
But personally, I feel like a lot of
what do you search in your porn?
She's like, we don't gotta talk about that. Next topic.
People be judging.
No, we don't judge. It's cool.
No, I'm just kidding.
You like feet? You type in foot fetish?
Oh my gosh, absolutely not. No way.
I'm not talking about that though. No. But I'm saying, like, realistically, like, I remember even my ex would be like,
you got finger toes?
It'd be like, what?
Is that why?
You see those people's toes where their shit looks like this? Like, whoa, like, why are your toes looking like that?
I don't even look at feet. I got friends that go right to the feet.
Really? Like, I was with my ex, like, we did that in the beginning of our relationship where we would watch porn so I could see what he was into, and I could, you know, and vice versa. And I remember one time he told me to put something that I liked, and I put something very basic because I'm like, I don't want to, you don't want to watch.
So what do you really like?
I'll tell you one second. I'll tell you. And I put on what I liked, and he got pissed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was like, what the fuck?
But also,
hold on. Was it 2 guys?
Wait, hold on, like a guy.
Was it 2 guys?
Wait, but like a guy. Wait, but don't ask. But like, don't ask if you're gonna get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, not you, but I'm saying like, if your man is asking you,
I think that's the only thing that can make a guy mad.
Don't ask though.
But then why you want to know though? It's just because it's something that
I think that's insecure. I think that's very.
I doesn't mean I necessarily want it in real life.
I think that's very
fantasy.
Really? See, guys are different. I don't think guys.
Guys want to experience their fantasies.
This is interesting. I don't think guys fantasize over something they don't want. So you're saying a woman could fantasize over something that she doesn't want?
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Interesting.
I confidently say that. Yes.
What do you do? Are you agreeing with that or no?
Not really. If I'm fantasizing about it, I want it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no.
that's how I. It depends what you're fantasizing. It depends what you're fantasizing about. But most women, when they fantasize about something, like, damn, I wonder if this, but nah. You know what I mean? Like,
like that, but like,
yeah, but nah. You know? Yeah. So I think men are just very. We're different sexual creatures. I think men are like very visual, and women aren't. So it's hard to fantasize about something that's not. Speaking
I mean, to wrap this up, like, ladies, watch a little bit of porn and look at it like it's a makeup tutorial. And be like, damn, she put a lip gloss on like this, and like that's how y'all watch makeup tutorials, right? You're like, oh, I'm gonna do this from this girl. I'm gonna take this from this girl, and I'm gonna do my makeup from all these different people, and make my own vibe, my own persona with my makeup. Just do that with porn. You don't even have to touch yourself, but do it as educational purposes and learn and take that with you. Anyway, okay.
I don't know how we.
No, because I brought porn up. Like, oh, I'm like, we like porn, and it's like we got into that too deep, yeah. But
are you guys both single?
Yeah.
You have no kids? You have no kids?
I have 2.
Okay. Relationships. How is it dating for you guys?
Well, I actually am single, but I recently separated after a 6-year marriage. So.
And you have the 2 kids with him?
No, with my ex.
The ex before the 6 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I have so many questions for you.
It's a sensitive topic. Yeah. 6 years, a long time. Great guy. I don't regret it at all. Learned so much from him. But unfortunately, I think both of us just could not give each other what the other one needed to.
Did he have kids?
Be happy. No.
Bro, I have so much shit to say and so many things, like so many like
Ask.
everywhere.
I might or might not answer.
I don't know where to start.
Okay.
That's interesting. So he played stepdad for 6 years to 2 kids.
It's a sensitive topic, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
but definitely,
as a man, I mean, I'm just gonna speak the truth. As a man, there's no incentive for you to use your resources on another man's child. You know what I mean? As men, we don't do that. Even in the animal world,
they kill the
do
other
that. Like, I won't.
Cub.
Personally, for me, I wouldn't date a woman with children because unless the real dad was not, he had to be dead, or he had to be like,
I've heard that
exported to like Mexico and can't come in the border or some shit. Like he can't come, he has no, then I'd be able to do it. Because what happens if,
that's interesting.
What happens if I develop the connection, the real emotional connection with my stepchildren, and then we're not together anymore, and now I lose the 2 kids, and I lost you. You know what I'm saying? That's double. And so I would always probably be, I would never do it, but if I did, I could see myself being guarded like that too, for like, you know.
Yeah, I get that. How about for women?
Unless now the only optic that could change is if I have kids and I'm a single father, let's say, and you're a single mother, then we both got to deal with stepchildren. You know what I'm saying? But men are very territorial, so I couldn't do it.
Let's say if you were a single father, right, and you had a child and whatever, and you had no support system. Okay, how would you feel about bringing somebody in your life around your child? Like, what's your perspective on that? Like, from a woman's perspective, like, okay, a woman having like a child with another man, okay, guys don't like that, but like, how would you feel if you were like a single dad, and like,
someone you could be the most amazing man, and someone's not going to give you a chance
because you have a child,
and that child could be the coolest fucking kid.
Men and women are different. If I'm a single father,
you need to answer that.
I told her about that.
If I'm a single father and I'm a good father, she's going to be more turned on.
I agree.
Also this though, because like a father having a child, then he's like single. A woman already goes into it knowing that you're not going to be a priority. The priority in his life right now is like his child.
Well, if he's real, the priority in his life is his career. You're already going to be number 2. Now you're automatically going to be number 2 to a real man.
But now you're number 3.
Now, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Now you even be number 3.
Yeah. So do you think
he's a good father?
If he's a good father, now you're going to be number 3. And do you really think a woman wants to be able to deal with that? A good woman, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but I would argue
that brings nothing to the table.
Your guys' selection, these eligible men, small percentage.
It
So I would
is.
argue that most of women would prefer to be with a real man who has a kid than to be with a regular
100%.
video game chubby dude who
Hell
don't,
no,
who
absolutely
has
not.
no kids.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely
saying?
not.
Like,
There's no responsibility.
right.
Yeah.
You know, I just had my last podcast episode, or yeah, it'll come up before. So I had my boy come through during the pandemic. He's in a the episode is one of the biggest episodes I've done. It's called Inside a Polyamorous Relationship. He brought his 2 girlfriends.
I've seen that before.
He just came back. 2 years later, now he came with 3. He's got 3 girlfriends, and one of them had a baby with him. So he's there with the 2 girls and 1 baby, like that, with the baby. And they're talking, and they're like, "Yeah, you know, the baby mom," and she's like, "Yeah, my parents are not here. We don't have the support. So I was sick the other day, and one of my sister wives was taking care of the baby, and I was good, you know. And they all cook, and they all take turns cooking. So everything he was saying was making sense.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but you
Wow.
can't get a woman to agree.
But-
And it's a
That's a
team
lot,
of 4.
You have
know
to
what
be
I'm saying?
very mature.
And very
You
open.
have to
You gotta manage
be
emotions.
extremely mature, especially not every man is qualified. I know it probably looks good, but not every man is qualified to have that type of relationship because it takes so much communication. It takes so much boundaries. It takes so much, like, you know,
Emotional support
emotional
and- yeah.
support. And you have to be a very intelligent, high, you know, emotionally intelligent man in order to be able to handle that.
He
And a
has
guy
money?
who does, I respect that.
He has
Yeah.
money?
Yeah. They all have money.
But
The
he
ones that
helps.
are
But he
like that,
helps. But he helps them like run their own businesses too. So he
that's
made
what it
it's
is.
like a team. It's not just a sex thing. The sex part of it is like
Very minimal.
all the guys who get no pussy, like, how's the sex? You know, but it's more about like the team and pulling resources together. And now we all share a car.
amazing.
Why do we got to pay for 4 cars?
Yeah.
We could have 2 cars. Share the cars. Everyone takes turns cooking. Everyone could take
see, I
turns
could
watching
never-
the baby,
you see, I
and
could-
everyone has a easier life.
I could never
life
do
is
that.
gonna hit every single person.
I get
Life
that.
hits us all. So when life hits you, you have people to help you. You know,
Yeah.
like I mean,
I get that.
But
But
that's
what
why,
that's
in
what like
Indian cultures,
Yeah.
they are so much happier, really, because they all live with their, like,
Tribe.
you know, and with their tribe, and everything is here. I think there was this like Arab guy the other day I saw a video, and he was like, Americans are stupid because
I saw that.
you know, did you see
Andrew
that
Tate,
video?
yeah,
I was-
said that
I
shit.
would-
Where he was like, because Andrew Tate
Yeah, yeah.
said that, where he's like, you know, they're living with like their
you take
they have-
separate pull resources because
Yeah.
it's
I was
and
on
then
a
that's
I,
why they all have money.
I was on a podcast the other day with Mike Rashid, and he was talking about, you know, the different, like, he has like a relationship with other women too, and he was breaking it down. And then we went around and they asked us like, would you be okay with this type of relationship? To be honest, like, for me, I couldn't. Like, to me, it's like
now what
I
if-
couldn't be able to
now,
do that.
So the other 2 girls that were with him were single moms. So if you were a single mom,
And I had no support.
yeah, like
that's
let's look
kinda, I
from
don't
your
know.
perspective. If you had your kids but you had no help, you had a deadbeat dad, you had no help at all.
Yeah.
Maybe you might be interested in that because you'd have more support with the kids. You've had more, you know. It's a team. It's a bigger team. You know, like. And
I
if you were
never
really
say never.
like the 2 girls, if y'all really had chemistry, you know, like, and the 2 girls are really friends, like,
That's the thing.
It
Are
could-
the girls bisexual? Or do
yeah,
they
that's
hook up
another thing.
with each
They're
other?
actually gay. You
Yeah.
can't. This
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
work
you
if they're
can't-
not
yeah,
really
you
No,
gay.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You can't just like me and her.
Yeah.
We love each other like sisters.
Yeah.
We can't share the same guy.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, and the only way it would work if like we were something too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right,
so
right.
like, there's no
Yeah.
way. I mean, personally, I never say never because I've said I would never do something that I have. So
All of us
I'm
have,
very
yeah.
open minded. I really am, but also I'm very territorial. And I don't think I'd be
You
able to
would
see
not be
my
able-
man give attention to another
No,
woman.
you
Right.
would lose your mind.
I would lose it.
You would lose your mind. Right, there's no way you would
Yeah,
lose
but
your
if
mind.
he gave attention to that other woman and was it's the deceit that you don't like more than it's the non-transparency that you don't like more than the
visually, if I
No.
see that,
yeah.
I
But
will
what
not
if
be
he's
okay.
giving the same amount of attention to you?
No,
I would still not be okay with it.
Really? Okay,
no,
that's interesting.
There's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I think it's also my culture. You know, like,
don't
Latinas
share.
are very territorial.
We are.
You know,
Yeah.
we're very territorial. And the thing is that we were raised to take care of our man. You know, we were raised to nurture, to care.
Right.
You know, so it's like, when we're doing that for somebody and then they're also giving the same to someone else, we're
Yeah.
like, what the hell? What kind of
You don't feel
transaction is this?
special at all.
You don't feel special.
feel
you know, and
replaceable.
women are very emotional beings. We're
Right.
very emotional. You know, and like, there's so much inside of us that it's like, why are you giving that attention to someone else too? It's like, I would not be able to do it. I need my attention. I need
Yeah.
all my time. I need to love on you, and you need to love on me, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
100%.
yeah.
The,
be
the
able to do.
stepdad situation is a tough one because I'm very primal.
feel
Like,
like, what if
and I feel like
you're-
a woman. I feel like this is how I feel as a man, and people may not agree with me, but I feel like if you have kids with a man, part of you belongs to that man forever because you have kids with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, you
territorial
gave your
thing.
best part of yourself to that man. You're never going to be the same after pregnancy. You gave the best part of yourself to that man. So
What do you mean by that? You're never going to be the same after pregnancy. I think that's a very bold statement to make.
No, I don't mean physically. I don't mean the physical is a shallow aspect of it. I'm talking about from a man's perspective and primal. Like he's the one who impregnated you. Like it's like a primal territorial thing.
Yeah,
it's not like a physical, like you're changed. It's not that. Like,
you're changed.
Yeah, like you know,
you're never the same.
Yeah, it's not like it's not nothing physical. You know what I mean? But it's just how I think.
What if the woman was like made a shit ton of money? She had her own house.
Men don't care about
They don't care about money.
If she had her independence, if she
that's the opposite. Men don't want none of that.
That's true. That's true. You're very right.
Women want that. You're saying other things women want. We're opposites. Right. We're polar opposites. We want the dependent woman. We don't want the independent.
Do men really want? Because men say they like independent women, but then you're independent, and they say
real. Okay, look, I can only speak for me, but I think men are divided on this.
Yeah.
But real men. How do I say this? Okay. Real men, if you've done the right work, real men get turned on by responsibility. Mm-hmm. So the more responsibility you could put on my back, the more I'm going to be turned on. So it comes down to like...
Wow.
No,
but
seriously.
There's some guys who don't like that.
No, most guys don't like that.
Most guys don't want that.
You have to be empowered. I'll give you an example. If you see an old lady crossing the street and she just crosses the street and she's good, whatever, maybe 75 years old, she don't need help. You see her cross the street, that's it. But now if you see another 75-year-old lady cross the street and she needs help, you're going to want to help her. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Why am I going to want to help someone that doesn't need help?
I understand.
You know what I mean?
I understand. But there's a lot of guys who think that's like a lot of, and there's this one person who told me like, I don't want a woman who's financially dependent on me. And to me, I'm like,
men say they want a certain type of woman, but their actions show something completely different.
Show guys are just
because they've never really had the woman to take care of them. Like how women should. And a lot of women haven't had the right man, masculinity to do what he's supposed to. So a lot of us are warped and we're like scared. You know what I'm saying? To like jump into that. But I agree. Like, I don't know. Because the more responsibility you can hold as a man, the more of a man you are. That is literally the metric on how you judge how the caliber of man you are. You know what I mean? If you're a man who makes a lot of money, you have so much responsibility. You have you have employees, you have things, you know what I mean? So it's like, but that's the type of shit.
So what happens if a woman comes in, right? And she's like, you know, feminine and she like lets you do your thing, whatever, but she also has her own like stuff. You know what I mean? Like she has her own, she can contribute as well. Like, what's your thought on that?
We're in such a crazy place right now because
that's what society is right now. There's women making money off of OnlyFans and making money off of dumb shit.
Put it like this. Can you guys really respect a man who doesn't pay the bills?
No.
That's right. Okay. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But like, so am I supposed to pay the bills? Like I am, right? I agree. I'm supposed to pay the bills, but then you work and what are you doing with your money? Just saving it.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's not true.
Like if you're investing, if you're taking care of me, if your job is me, I will take care of us.
Right. 100%.
But I cannot take care of us
if I'm not taking care of you.
If you're not focused on me, I have to be your first job and I will pay the bills.
Wow.
But this is the thing though. Right? Like, and I get that. And I agree with you 100%. And this is where feminism is killing the game because they're like, oh, we were talking about this earlier. The woman's like, I could do all things. Like, I'm equal like a man. But then
you enable a man to do, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You enable a man to do less and now you're being mom to him.
Exactly. And but that's why there's a bunch of weak ass men, right? Who cannot take the charge. And it's because feminism plays a huge role into it.
100%.
And now a lot of men, I've said this before, it's like, there's a lot of men that are super weak right now and they're not taking the responsibility of a man. A man is supposed to protect, provide, you know, in whatever area that looks like. And how the hell am I supposed to, you know, be in, you know, protect, like not provide for you in different ways, like emotionally, sexually, whatever it is. How am I supposed to provide for you if you can't provide for me? What a man gives a woman, she multiplies. Yes. So if you're taking care of my household and you're taking care of everything, I'm going to take care of groceries. I'm going to make sure you're fed. I'm going to make sure you come home. I'm going to make the vacations. Like I got you because I feel safe with you. And there's nothing more attractive to a woman.
Elaborate on safe because you don't just mean physically safe.
No, I don't mean physically safe. I could be, I'm talking about emotionally. Like I was talking to her earlier. I'm like, when we have these conversations all the time, I'm like, if a man tells me, don't worry, baby, I got you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's not a lot of men doing that. They're like,
Right.
if you do this, I got you. Bro, what?
Right.
Yeah, and what happens is like I think men want something first to then give, and it's actually the opposite because if we want to get biblical, the women come from the man's ribs, not the other way around. So we will multiply whatever you give us, but you need to take the lead, and I think that's a problem that men are not doing. But what you mentioned something, okay, so if I'm taking care of everything financially, what are you doing with your money if you're making money? I feel like that's something that I, even my ex has brought up to me as well. It's like, you want me to take care of, but then I'm like, oh, okay, but and maybe cut this out, but like I'm pleasing you sexually every day. I'm doing all the fucking shit that you want me to do in bed. I'm cooking for you. I'm taking care of you.
So he's getting everything he needs.
He's getting everything you need. I'm taking care of the vacations.
Okay. You're not putting up your slack.
Doctor's appointment. I'm doing
so
everything
you have time.
for
You have time to do all that for him. Take care of the crib and have a job.
Fuck yeah, I've done it for 6 years.
Listen, women wear a lot of hats, and I'm not feminist at all, guys. I'm not feminist at all. I actually hate the feminist movement. I'm sorry, I really do.
The new feminist movement.
But I do.
You're
think,
orthodox feminist,
right?
Yeah,
but I do think that I do think that women wear a lot of hats. You know what I'm saying? And so do men. Men have to go out there and put their best performance and make money. And there's a lot on men too. But just like there's a lot of men, I mean, a lot on men. There's a lot on women too. We have to worry about you. Our main priority, dude, is not our. We may have kids with you and stuff, but it's you. And a lot of times, and Latinas are like that. We're like, we have kids with you, and we love our kids to death, but our kids are eventually gonna come out of the house and do their own thing.
Yes. Right.
I'm going to take care of my man 100%, and you don't have to worry about nothing. But so if I'm like that. What makes you think I'm gonna want to settle down with a guy who's like complaining about, but I'm over here working and that's your job. Why are you complaining about it?
Because that woman is not gonna be her feminine if you're not taking care of her financially.
I'm not gonna be complaining about taking care of you.
Do you want to be by yourself or share the guy who will do that?
Why do you think I'm single? Because I'm not gonna be. I know. A lot of times, like, what do you bring to the table?
That's the word. Yeah.
You're asking a woman what she brings to the table.
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table? Why should you
like
sit at my table?
She's the multiplier. So you're supposed to
bring me bread.
Whatever into the blender and let her multiply it. Don't ask her what she brings. You're supposed to bring the fruits and you put it in her blender, figuratively speaking. You know what I'm saying? And she'll multiply it. You don't ask her to bring the fruits to the blender and put it in her own blender.
For example, if guys are out here giving money to women, right? Oh, you want this money? You want this? If a man gives me money, I'm gonna see how I can invest it and multiply into something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna be like, oh, let me see how much money I get and go buy a car and go buy this and go buy that.
Buy a purse.
Honey, give me that money. I'm gonna multiply it and I'm gonna make us money. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna invest it and make us money. But that's the thing. Like, it's
but not all women have the
mentality. You know what I mean?
I think what's confusing our generation too is the old contract is men provide and women nurture, right? The man's gonna pay all the bills and the woman's gonna take care of the kids. That was like the old contract from our parents, from our parents' generation and our grandparents. Like, it was a mutual understanding, and that's how a woman could really stay with a man and respect him. If he's paying the bills, he's going to work, he's being the superhero, and he's coming home, and she's taking care of the kids and nurturing, right? But what we did now is we altered the contract, and what we did is we told men that they still have to do all of these things to be respected from a woman. So the men still have to do the things from the old contract. But the new contract on the women's side is different. Now it changed. Now the woman has to go to work and answer to another man.
Why do you think?
Who's boss? Right, because of economics and things of that nature. Now we need 2 incomes to, the average person needs 2 incomes to, you know what I'm saying? But now we're getting to the point to where an average couple is, an average woman is not going to be able to respect an average man.
The thing is that men want like a woman to look good, take care of herself, do her nails, have her hair done, wear nice clothes, be nurturing, cook, make money, invest, make the doctor's appointment. They want them
both sides of the contract.
Everything. And then the man is like, I'm just chilling, I'm paying a few bills and take you out on dates. And it's not enough. It's
but
not
also
you're not taking care of me.
Also, this is the thing though. I hate saying as a man because I'm not a man, so I can't. I don't know. But I would think that a man should be like, you know what? This is my girl. She takes care of me. That should be fire up your ass to start working to make something work.
Right. The responsibility should turn you on.
Why is it that men are not being responsible for taking care of the person that takes them? If you are not, if
I can tell you why, and it goes back to what we talked about before.
But if you can't take care of yourself, first off, you shouldn't be dating.
100%.
Sit your ass at home and figure out how to take care of yourself.
100%.
Okay. If let's say you could take care of yourself, right? Okay, cool. Now can you take care of somebody else? If you know you can't take care of somebody else, sit your ass at home and figure it out.
Right.
Once now you figure out now that makes you an adult. You can take care of yourself and somebody else.
But what I'm saying, what's the % of men that could take care of him plus another person.
Then don't.
We're
don't-
talking
not
about
many.
50,
True.
20,
But the thing
20,
is,
that's the
the thing is,
20% of men I'm talking
it's
about.
on you. You're responsible for that. That's
Figure
your
it out.
responsibility.
Right.
There's so much information. There's online trading. There's crypto. There's so
Yeah.
many things that you
Fucking
can do.
Uber if you
There's,
needed to. Like,
figure
but
it out.
Don't make
Figure
the
it
woman
out.
do that.
Another reason
like grow up and figure
Yeah.
it out. Like,
right,
really.
but another reason why men is we're medicated, like you said, the porn. A man could get the primal reward just looking at a screen now without having to do all that work.
Doesn't it get tiring? Doesn't it get
become-
tiring? Don't you want a woman's essence, her
Yeah.
presence? Like,
Bro,
a woman,
I do, but I'm saying a lot of these dudes that just play video games and they're fat and
They're
shit.
losers.
Like
Let
they
them
could just like rub one off real quick and that feeling goes away of that aggression.
yeah,
They-
but
they-
never
they-
gonna
but they're
woman
never
like
gonna
us.
get a woman like us.
but they don't want
ever.
But a lot of them are cool with that. They're cool with the feeling of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's your
But-
perspective.
right.
That's their perspective.
that's
that's
what
what
I'm
they
saying.
want. Okay,
20%.
But I know a good 20% of men, that top 20% men, they want a woman that they give them that. Like a woman can either make you or break you. She can make
Right.
your whole life, or
Right.
she can fuck
But see,
you up.
now we're getting into this part of it to where a man works so hard to become that man. You know, first of all, you know how hard it is to
100%.
become that man?
And it's respectable.
It's literally the hardest thing. You have to sacrifice everything. It's the hardest thing
respectable.
in the world to become that man. The man who has the career and the money and the financials, and the man who has the physicality in the gym and takes care of himself. If you have both of those things, you're a unicorn. And it's so hard to do. It's all, I don't have friends because I have to focus on, it's either the gym and my physicality and then my finances, right? So you do all this sacrificing to become this man, to finally get the keys to the candy store, to finally be able to get sexual access to women. And then it's like women are like, oh, now you got to choose one. Imagine as a man, you do all
Hold on, though.
you do all
I
of this to
get
get the
that.
keys to the candy store. You finally get in the candy store and you can only pick one candy.
There's guys who are okay with being with one. I know guys that are great bodies and they just want one woman that brings them peace. You have so many you have multiple women, all this stuff. Everybody is different. There's different.
Right.
I have no guys that are in that 20% and they tell me, look, it's a headache dealing with multiple women. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to come home after a long ass day. I want to be with my woman who brings me peace.
100%.
And
One
like
at a
brings
time,
me
though.
food.
There's
A lot of guys who just are like one person.
I know,
like they
I
just
know.
want that one person. But
I would argue that a man who works that hard and is a conqueror in all realms, you know how competitive it is, a man. And so he's got to conquer and fight to get to that top 20%. It's a fight. He's going to conquer in all realms of his life and then not want to conquer on the primal with women. And he's just going to want one woman and conquer all these.
But if you're, okay, for example, right? And I think I was talking about this to somebody else, right? Like, for example, those top 20% athletes, top 20% are businessmen, you know, CEOs, all those people, right? Because they have some sort of responsibility and they're making money, whatever. Most of those guys do not have time. Most of those men do not have time. And because they don't have time, the women they attract are women who are emotionally unavailable.
The top maybe 6%.
Right,
The men who
right.
have time that make that. But I'm
Right.
saying, like the top 20% of men is just a man who makes. Okay, the percent of men who make over 6 figures is 20%. Now, the percent of men who make 6 figures under 40 is like 8%.
That's very slim.
Yeah, like half that.
It breaks
You know,
my
so
heart a
now we're
little
talking
bit,
about
though,
10.
to-
Now, this is like the other delusion calculator I have. Now, let's say
The
that's,
Lulu calculator.
Let's say that's 10% of men, right? Out of that 10% of men, how many do you think are like in shape and look sexually
Have to
pleasing?
be 3%.
Like 1%.
3%. I
So
can
we're
speak on
talking
this.
ab- yeah.
3%.
So-
for sure.
3%.
So it's
Fine.
probably 3% of men that you guys are really ideally would want to get with. The top 3% of men.
Like ideally in
All
shape.
the women are trying to get this top 3% of men.
But the thing is, all women, what kind of women? Because you could be completely, and I'm going to keep it real, 100%. Girl, you know you shouldn't be going for the top 3%. Like,
But this is the problem.
you need to cut it out. Like, I'm sorry, you need to
That's
calm
the thing, because you have the
down.
mentality that you were saying,
the-
where like, why am I just going to have one woman? So I'd rather not be with that 3% if his mentality is going to be like, oh, well, why? I don't want just
Like, that mentality is
I
gonna be
want all
raising
the
my
candy.
kids? No way.
Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, but I
I'd rather
would
be-
argue that you would. This is where women say what they want and what really arouses. I think what women want and what arouses them are two different things. So I think that you would be more aroused by the guy who has multiple women but is a respectable man than to be with a man who makes 60,000 and you got to split the bills and he's only with you.
A respectable man is not a man that's with multiple women.
Huh?
A respectable man is not a man that's with multiple women, but you just said that I hear you wrong.
No. A respectable man is a man who tells the truth.
Okay.
So not a man who cheats. Let's be clear. There's a difference.
But multiple women as in like they all know? So what do you mean by that? Like multiple women that they all know? So what are you saying? Are we talking about poly now?
Okay. No. We could say this. A man who won't get... Women control sex. Men control relationships and commitment. A man who won't give you commitment. You would rather spend your time and sleep with a man who won't give you commitment, but is a respectable man, than to be with a man who will give you commitment and make 60,000, you split the bills, and maybe he's chubby.
I would never be.
Which one you want? So what you're telling me is you would rather have the guy that only deals with you and would make 60K, but you would only get turned.
You're playing a rather game. That's different, but that's not the only two options we have here.
There's not.
But if you're only giving me this too, I'd rather have a man that I split the bills with and is just with me, and I'm
because it brings you safety.
Right,
it brings you safety.
Right.
I want to feel safe. I don't
what about the arousal part? Would you be more aroused by that guy too, or be aroused
because you're all about me? You're all about me. If a guy's all about me,
be more aroused by the guy that pays 50% of the bills.
Yeah.
I don't think you could. You said you just said earlier that both of you said that you couldn't be with a man who doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah, who doesn't pay the bills? At least he's paying the bills.
So have to. Okay. I guess what I meant to say was, could you guys be with a man that you split the bills with, and respect him, and really get turned on and be like, damn, Bobby, like I want that. Like there's a difference. Like, can you really be? That's what I'm saying. I'm making the argument that you would be more aroused by aroused by the guy, right? But that's what I'm saying is that what women want and what arouses them are two different things.
It depends a lot on the woman because some women get aroused by money.
But that's the thing is like I've met men who have the body, have the job, or have the career, and great guys, and they're just like, I don't need all that shit. Like, I just want.
So
you know what I mean?
Are they single?
Some of them, yeah. Because
so why do you think they're single? Because they have women on a carrot. They're not giving commitment to any woman. That's what a man does.
But
when
they're
he wants
very
to have
particular. They're particular though. Guys like that are very particular. Like guys that
a certain type.
They want a certain type because they've worked hard for what they have. That they're not gonna be like, I want multiple girls.
Yeah.
They work so hard for what they have that they're not gonna be like, oh, anybody. No, they're gonna be very particular. They want to see how you smell, how you carry yourself, how you are when you walk into a room. All of that makes a man
the effect that you have on other people as well. Yeah.
Exactly. I know men that are like that, and they're not over here looking for other women. You know what I mean?
It's hard though. It is hard, and it's hard to trust. Realistically speaking, I'd have to be honest, and most women would agree. If a man is making millions of dollars a year, it'd be very hard to trust him because he has access to anything. And if he's usually men that are making that amount of money, they're traveling.
A man that makes $150,000 a year is the same as is the same trustworthy level as the man that makes $1 million.
Yeah, I think a guy who gets to a certain level, like they want multiple.
Yeah, they just want more. They want more, and it's never going to be enough. That's why I say I don't even care about being with a multimillionaire. Like that's not in my interest.
Yeah, as a man, it sucks. As you get with more women, you start to realize that women are really like all the same. That's what sucks. The more women you get with, the more you realize like no woman is really unique. So right now, what
do you mean?
Huh? And I would say the same about men then, and that's not fair. It's not true.
I'm just saying based off my experience.
Your experience.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a fact, just based off my, and I have a lot of friends who can attest to
So let me ask you.
It's still a job. It's a second job. It's a lot of emotional support. It's a lot of, all women are still going to kind of give you that same thinking with emotions and not with logic. So you got to kind of like still have
I think women have so much power. Like I don't think women even are so like I don't think they are aware of how much power we have. Like just like a man can cultivate a woman who's willing. This is why a lot of times feminists kind of like, mess it all up. It's because like I could do it too. Like no, girl, you can't. Relax. Like calmate, relax a little bit, but like you don't want to do all of that. I get it. The whole like you're hurt and all this stuff, and you couldn't really rely on the right person. But educate yourself. Understand why you couldn't rely on the right person. What are you contributing to not relying, on the right person? Figure it out. Find your healing. Like figure it out. And you're going to attract the right person for you. You know what I mean? Like you will attract that person. Look, if you work hard, you seem like you work very hard for yourself, the things you have, all of that, like, to get to where you are right now. that to a woman is respectable. You know what I'm saying? Because you worked hard for what you have.
Right.
You know, a lot of times right now we live in a kind of world where it's very instant gratification and people want things very instantly, like porn, like social media, DMs, all these stupid dating apps, you know? So it's like, everything's so instant nowadays, and now men don't really want to work for anything. And you're right about, you know, women giving things up so easily and, you know, being so like promiscuous and you're right. If girls were more like, you know, I'm not having sex with you until we develop a you know, a strong connection, an emotional connection before we get into like the physical connection, I think things would be very difficult. But social media also has so much into play with that, because social media is very instant. Back then in the day, let's say about 10 years ago, social media, Instagram wasn't, you know, how it is nearly right now. So nowadays you see ass, titties, you see girls nowadays like with links to their OnlyFans. You know, it's very easy to look at an ass, and it's very easy, like especially nowadays, little kids are being exposed to this at a young age. They're trying to infiltrate.
Soft porn. Instagram is soft porn.
It is. It is very much soft porn, and that's why OnlyFans does amazing, because it's like, you know, oh, like, you know, you show yourself in lingerie. You know, here's my Fenty link. You show yourself in like lingerie.
Everything,
you know, and that's it.
Like everything. I wish I could block. Like I thought about like it sounds fucked up.
I understand.
Like, I thought about like unfollowing all women. Like
I understand
literally. Like
you.
I thought like if I could do it, I would, or be able to block body, because everything. Women can't even just take a regular picture without having to do some sexual innuendo, like whether it's bending over a certain way or like, you know, like right right in the cleavage, or like right, everything is so,
but
there's always like
that.
a little sexual tease at you. So when a man is looking at that like all day, it's he's medicating with that. He's not focusing on the things he should be focusing. That's
why I would look through a guy's following. I'll be real. If I'm like talking to a guy, it may not be instant, you know, but if I'm really starting to like you, I'm gonna look through that following list. And if I see you liking all this stuff, if I see you following these type of women, I'm like, you're trash, bro.
I would literally stop.
But that's you're telling men to not follow their primal. That's like saying.
No, I'm saying it depends. I'm not saying all women. I'm not saying, oh, if you're following a whole bunch of women, but I'm saying the type of women that are like out here, like soft porn pages, like their asses out, they're liking asses, and it's
but that's like a primal thing. It's like the same.
Yeah, but why you gotta like it? But why you gotta like it though? But why you have to like it? Why can't you just be like, damn, that's nice, and keep it moving? Why you gotta like it?
No, so you're saying,
that's corny.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have a girlfriend, right? Let's say you have a girlfriend,
and over here acknowledging that,
and you're following all these women, which is like, you know, soft porn. I agree. And she told you, you know, for us to work out, I really need you to stop following these pages. How would you feel about that? Would you stop and would you unfollow them?
If her Instagram was looked like an first of all, I would only be with a woman like this, who her Instagram is not sexually being available, showing her sexuality on her Instagram, then I would do that for her. You know what I'm saying? But I would never be like,
if she's posting like a whole bunch of.
Okay, so this is my thing. When women are the advertisers, right? And men are the buyers, right? So what you guys do is you advertise yourself, your sexuality, and men have to qualify to you guys, right? We have to qualify to you. So when we get into a relationship, we tell men that if I would talk to a bunch of girls while I was in a relationship, that would be fucked up, right? Me trying to qualify to other women. So men are not allowed to do that, but we don't tell women to stop advertising themselves, their sexuality to men. We tell men to stop trying to qualify, but we don't tell women to stop advertising.
Some men do. Don't wear that. So take that down. Don't put it up like that. Some guys do that.
Right. But a lot of women will still advertise their sexuality when they're in a relationship. Whether that's a gym pic with your fucking tights and your ad, like, I know why you put on your angle. I know why you did that angle. Like, you know, like you're not fooling us. Like you're trying to, and I don't, maybe I could ask you guys that. Why do women do that? Why does everything have to be like a sexual thing?
Because they're trying to get attention, or maybe they know they look good and they post it.
Right, they get attention
and they get attention.
Right. So women have to know when they get in a relationship, the same way a man has to cut off all his girls, you have to cut off. Like you have to cut off all the advertising that you do.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you. Now, if you. Like you were saying, Instagram's like an advertisement. It is. You go on a girl's page, you can tell automatically off rip how she is, who she is, you know, like you can tell. Instagram shows you very clear. That's why a lot of people, you know, they're so, you know, fixated on how they look, and they're so fixated on like their, you know, whatever. So it's like on Instagram, you go like, for example, I go on a guy's page, and if he's over here saying some toxic captions or saying like, oh, if I don't, saying some weird, I'm like, dude, you're whack. Like to me, it's an automatic like turn off. No, if you're over here doing like, I get people make money off of like content creation, but guy, if I go into your house and you invite me over, like let's say we're like a month in talking to each other, I come over and you have a ring light, like you gotta go. You know what I mean? Like it's like he got a whole ring light. Like, what are you doing? Like TikToking?
You're trying to tell me if you go to a guy's house and he's in the kitchen and he's got to get something from the top shelf and he stands on his tippy toes. You guys, that's
automatic ick, bro. I get the most craziest icks.
God
like to me,
on his tippy toes. That shit's crazy. Or like yo.
You're stupid.
No, for real. Like, girl, he stood on his tippy toes to get like, I can't even like.
No, watch your cup. Watch your cup.
Women do get the ick very easily, though.
I get the ick very easily, so I'm cool with it. I know. That's why I don't feel bad when I get the ick easily, because women get it easily.
I get icks so easily. Like how do you?
It could be anything.
Yeah, like how do you scratch your back? Like, are you like?
Oh my god,
that should make me up like, like, why are you scratching your back like that? Why do you sleep like that? Like, close your mouth.
Yeah, so girl, that's hilarious.
All my friends tell me all the time, like they're like, girl, like, because I get icks. Like first off, I think it's like attractive when a guy's just like very masculine. It's like very attractive. Like we get into your car and you open my door.
But then it's attractive when he's a poet, and it's attractive if he's done drugs before, sold drugs before, and it's attractive. Like you guys want like an ex murderer who's a poet.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
You're way too used to Miami.
You're really used to like.
You gotta get out of here.
He hasn't had good,
No, you have not had any good women apparently.
Yeah, what's going on?
So what are your icks? What are your icks? What are your icks then?
Or if like a guy is swimming, right, and he's like swimming like.
Oh my god! Yo, there was
get the fuck out of here!
Take swimming classes, bro. Like, don't take me out swimming if you can't swim. You know what I mean? Like,
that's hilarious.
Like that's wild to me. Like, or if they're driving and they're very close to the steering wheel. You know what I mean? Like,
I get the ick if at any point I'm like taking out my wallet and you don't fucking make a move.
No. That is the biggest. That is the biggest.
I'm with you. No fucking.
That is the biggest thing. Let's say, for example, we go out, we fight each other sometimes. Like, don't, girl, I got you. Like, don't. And if my friend is doing that,
right,
you can't do that.
What I'm saying.
Like, why am I taking out my? And I get it. Maybe guys are like, damn, I've been paying this whole time. You can pay one thing. Like, you're trying to court me. Why the hell should I be courting myself when I'm with you?
Especially if you're asking me out.
You're asking me out. Now, if I say, hey, like, let's do something.
Okay, let me tell you the man equivalent of that. If we're talking for a month, let's say we're talking for 2 weeks. I've took you on nice dinners. I've done everything. I haven't given you any icks. I've opened the door for you.
Any icks? You sure about that?
I don't know.
You sure about that? Have you seen it? You sure about that?
I've opened the door for you. I've done everything. Guess what I'm going to do? Because I do this. I'm going to leave dishes in my sink. And if the dishes don't get done, guess what? You're not doing your end of the job.
100%.
I'm done with me having to just qualify.
I agree with you. That's very good. That's very
good. If we
little traps,
real talk.
I'm gonna leave the bed undone to see what she do.
No, I've done. It's happened before. And there was one woman who like there's mad times. Let's say you hook up right in the living room and there's clothes everywhere and you don't you fall asleep in the bed and then the next morning the clothes are on the living room. I've woken up to a woman who my clothes, both of our clothes were folded, and I was like, "Holy shit, she's doing her part." You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I'm gonna do little traps and see little things to see if she will do her part. Like if you're leaving dishes in there, I can't fuck with you.
That's how you can tell a quality woman, right? Because like, and I just remember this one time, some guys said, "There's no such thing as a quality woman." Like that's why you're fat and broke, okay? Like there is such thing as quality woman. Like if you do that, and this is what like women need to really understand, is that if you see a guy pulling his weight, whether he's taking you out, making you feel good, making you feel comfortable, all the great attributes in a guy could bring into a relationship, and you're not putting in your end of the deal, you do not deserve a man like that.
100%.
You need to move
on. If he opens the car door for you and he walks around and you don't go and try to open his door, reach over and open his door, at least pop it open. The rhythm, it's not rhythm.
I think a little thing like if I'm being taken out on a date, I'm very big on like, you're taking me on a date, I know you're going to pay for the date. If food gets, like, let's say you ordered 4 different appetizers, right? And they're all there. Like, I'm never going to serve myself.
I'm serving you.
I'm serving you first.
I'm serving you first. I'm pouring you water.
I've never had that happen in my life.
Like,
okay, ya. Tú estás lidiando con unas vainas ahí que yo no sé. Tú estás lidiando con freaking mujeres así que son... No way. I grew up around my dad looking at me like, or you know what I'm saying? Or my mom looking at me like, you better get your dad a plate. Now when I cook for you, do I feed myself first?
No, and I wouldn't either.
No, I'm feeding that person. I'm servicing you, which means you're gonna get my full attention. You're gonna get my full service, and that's just how it's gonna be.
Be serviced. Yo, that's crazy.
You're not used to
Let me service you. Like to me, it's like I'm a service my man. Like, and it's crazy because
100%.
I die for that, dude. Like
Me too.
nobody brings that. Nobody could. It's like it's sad because a lot of times, like I said, guys are not stepping up to the plate. Not a lot of guys are, you know, and it's like. To me, it's like I die to service a guy. Like to me, como que me sale. Like I want to serve you. Like I want to, you know what I mean? Like if he's good to me, if he's good to me,
if he's not standing on his
and the thing is,
toes.
a woman is gonna. If he's not standing, like please stop. Like for example, like to me, like what's attractive is like if I'm around you. I'm showing you how I want to be treated.
100%.
Si te estoy tocando, if I'm like, oh my God, you look so handsome today, and I'm like, you know,
that's what I want
saying
in
stuff
return,
like that, I want that shit in return. If you're not saying that to me, I'm done. I'm not saying that to you again.
You know, this guy was so shocked. I was shocked that he was shocked because I'm like, he's like, you just, because, and also he would finish the food and I would go and I would get more food and I was just the whole time I was, you know, and I was just kind of like saddened that he was so
like surprised. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, like this is why men like they are traumatized.
They give up and get their traumatized and they give up.
They're paying the bills. They're doing all that.
Everything.
They're taking you on dates and what? And a lot of bitches have this mentality where I'm just
entitled.
fucking
and super entitled. Like, I'm showing up, so you better pay my stuff and you better
pay for my hair, whatever. So people
like I'm the prize.
Yeah, I'm the prize.
Like,
I hate that.
I get
No,
it.
you're not.
I get it.
You
I
both
get it.
are the
I
prize.
get it. I get it. Women do feel
But
like
those
there's
are
someone
damaged women.
they're
that are
damaged,
hurt.
you know, and they're hurt, and that's what I'm saying. We need to start regulating more of a healing culture, not a swiping culture, because like this whole swipe shit does not allow you to really analyze yourself and be like, why didn't this relationship not work out? Instead, you hop on a dating app to just find another person.
Accountability.
Yeah, there's zero accountability, dude. You know how much times I brought something to a guy. Very few guys can be accountable for themselves. And I'm like, look, you made me feel this way the other day and I'm not sure where this came from, but you made me feel this way and I didn't like that feeling, you know? Yeah. A lot of times guys can be like, damn, I'm sorry. Like, what can I do to help? Or I should have done this instead. Of other guys like, so what do you want me to do about it? Bye, bro. I don't want to deal with you. You know what I mean?
Yuck,
like,
ick,
goodbye.
ick.
That's the ick.
This was like
that's the ick.
It's like a therapy episode.
This was great.
You have no other ick?
That's the ick.
You have no other ick? Like
I have so many icks. What were
like
some of my icks? Oh, like when they're like sometimes they're like, yeah, like or like if you're a little, like at least remotely like a little bit like feminine. You know, and
I don't get the ick as much as maybe like you though. I feel like I get the ick, of course, but I feel like you get the ick very easily.
I get the ick very easily.
I'm a little more like.
Yeah, but the thing is, I get the ick very easily. Like if you're not doing like just basic shit, if you're not, you know, like turning someone on like emotionally, then like I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? Having great conversations with somebody, that's intimacy. To me, I want to have a conversation with you first to see like how we vibe. That's intimacy to me. Don't be grabbing my hand. We're not even having a good talk or a good conversation. You know what I mean? Like don't grab my hand.
Do not grab our hands on the first date. Do not
grab my hand on the first date. Like unless our conversations are going well, you can walk me out and grab my hand. Our conversations are going well. Like it's a good vibe. Like maybe, you know what I mean?
Depends on how you're maybe holding the hand like how.
Nah, dog, not like that. Not like this.
Yeah, like that's a lot.
No.
So has a guy on the first date ever kissed you and it was cool? You were cool with it? Like he did everything on the
I usually kiss on the first date because it's not only but the thing is this is the thing.
We're very different.
Wait. So you do kiss on the first date, but
I kiss, but I'm not gonna do anything else.
Right, but it's got to be a guy that did everything perfectly, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, like if you suck the whole time, I will literally text Jane and be like,
help.
Tell me that your house is on fire and I need to leave now. But if you were like,
I've done that before
I
for
know,
a friend.
I might not even be 100% into you and be like, it's not gonna go anywhere. But if you're respectful, you paid for my dinner, you treated me nice, you were kind,
you'll
you opened
still
up my
make
doors,
out with him.
I'll still kiss you.
Oh, not me, girl. I gotta feel it.
Even if you know it's not gonna work out.
If he's attractive though, like if he's not attractive, I wouldn't be on a date in the first place.
Right.
So I have to be physically attracted to kiss you. I'm not going to kiss someone I'm not physically attracted to. If he did everything he needed to do, I would kiss because I want to know if we have chemistry. Because sometimes you kiss someone and you're like, wow, that we have so much chemistry. And then sometimes you kiss someone and the date went well, but you kissed them and it's nothing.
Okay, so I've heard that women know
chemistry
in the first 15 minutes if they'll fuck someone or not. Is that true?
No.
Like you could be you'll know in the first 15 minutes if you're what I'm asking is there ever a chance that you'll know I will never fuck this guy but you'll kiss him?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I if I feel like I can never be intimate with you like that, I'm not kissing you.
Okay.
No. But the thing is, like, I'm not kissing you. I might not kiss you on the first date. You know what I mean? There's been times where it's been
No, me too. It's not
great.
every time.
Like,
of
there's
course,
been
but if
times where
I'm
it's like,
feeling
wow,
it-
like you're a very good man. Like, if I can sense if it's a good man or not. That's why to me it's very easy for me to be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm good. Because I can sense to see if like you're a good man. The way you carry yourself, how you look at me, you know, you're not looking like this and like you're not making me uncomfortable. You're looking at me. You're very like, you know, whatever.
I feel like to me, I almost in my head, I think almost like, okay, it's not going to go anywhere, and I've probably wasted. Like,
I know after the first 15 minutes if it's
I'm
gonna
almost
go
kind of like, I'm going to kiss you just to give you a little reward. Here you go. That's
You're
my
crazy.
end. And then I'm going to block you.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's crazy.
Kiss block combo is
Chris and
crazy.
She said she hit him with a double homicide. Like, that's crazy.
Yo, give him the dope kiss and then block. That's nuts.
That's wild.
I know.
But my earring is
I got you. Hold on.
Gotta get that for me because I cannot see.
Yeah, if I'm not,
Oh,
if
wow,
I,
thank
if
you.
after the first date and I just don't, I really don't kiss after the first
but
date.
not kissing necessarily. Like have a whole makeout session. I'll give
No,
you, like,
I don't
a
want you-
kiss, Like just. Like,
I don't want you kissing me.
So what about a
I just
guy?
met you.
What about a guy who does everything right? Because I have some homegirls that they'll say that they won't shave their legs. So like,
So they don't have sex.
yeah.
Yeah,
super
that's
legit.
that's legit.
Okay.
Legit.
That's legit.
Okay. So there's a chance that guy could do everything and you would want to sleep with him,
Yeah,
but you
but you
just
won't.
would control yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I
I
do
think
that.
those are the
Yeah.
women that want to deep down sleep with him, but they control it. They go
Yeah.
to his crib at 3 a.m.
No.
because they want to, but then they're like, so they want to do
No.
it, and then they say no,
No.
and they're like fighting themselves. I feel
Es
like.
que esas son las tóxicas, bro. I'm not going over some guy's house at 3 o'clock in the morning to chill with you. First off, I'm
There's
not
a
even,
lot of women
first
that
off, I'm
think
not.
they're gonna go to a guy's crib at 3 a.m. and just chill.
No,
There's
no,
a lot
there's-
of women
a
that
little
think that,
sick.
bro.
I get that, but like again, why are you putting yourself in that kind of position? If you're telling him, guys don't listen to your words, they listen to your actions. And I think like women, we listen to what they say, and sometimes that kind of like, you know,
Blinds us.
blurs, you know, their actions.
Men fall in love with what they see. Women fall in love with what they hear, which is why
Yeah.
women wear makeup and men lie.
And I guess now, like, you know, women saying, oh, no, I want to do it. Guys are going to test you. I've seen it happen. They're like, you know, it's like, I'm somebody who I'm not like, I can't have sex with you. Like maybe even after a month, I can't, I don't know. Like to me, it's like, I have to feel like this is, you know, something for me. And
A month
and
of non-stop talking. I'm non-stop.
A month, you're saying you.
I have to
you
feel
would wait
emotionally
a
connected.
month before.
I'm not putting a time to it. I think a time is kind of stupid, but I'm saying like I have to feel like emotionally connected to you, and I have to feel like this is like.
Can a
you
man
know,
make you feel that after 2 dates, 3 dates?
No,
It's impossible.
no, it's not, because you're just showing me your best side. You'll really know somebody after 3 months, I think. Really knows it because
be with
there's
someone 6
because
years
you
ago
can
now.
I
be
would
then
say
maybe.
90% of the women I've ever dated, I've slept with them after 3 dates. 3 or less. It's never gone more than 3.
really.
Very rarely
I
the
think a lot
first.
of
Very
women lie
rarely the
about
first
it,
date.
too.
Good amount the second date, and probably always
Okay,
after the
show
third
me.
date.
I'm really interested, right? And you don't have to like post, but show me like a girl. Like I want to see what kind of girls that you've gone.
Like my exes.
Yeah, like show me one, and I want to see.
I'll
like,
show you my last 3 exes.
I think
I
women
wanna
who are
see, like,
afraid
what
to
you're-
say, like, yeah, I would sleep with a man on the third date. You know what I'm saying? Because women are judged all
the
the
time.
time.
This is my last ex that during probably the top
Like
of the.
personally, for me to wait.
That was
1
in like
month-
January.
What happened? She's pretty. A lot of times, like looks is something and that attracts men, right? But it's like just like looks attracts men. Like women need to know how to keep them. You know.
Well, that's the thing. Guy game is getting a girl, and girl game is retaining the guy. So the problem is a lot of men don't know how to get women, and a lot of women don't know how to keep men. So I always say, once a guy gets sex, it's on the guy to qualify for the women to get the sex. He's got to do everything he can to get the sex.
Yeah.
Once he gets the sex, now it flips. Now it's the woman's. Now all the pressure's on the woman to keep the guy.
I agree.
But women don't realize that. They
agree.
don't
And that's why
realize that
women
it
will
flips.
wait a long time.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
they know that.
Right.
I
That's
agree.
and I have these conversations with my sister. Like you have to really know a man before you sleep with him, because
That's why
a
we-
man will, you know what I
That's
mean.
why
Like you,
we-
and it's gonna be hard because you're gonna want to do it a lot of the times. You know, he's gonna say all the right things, liquor. That's
Yeah.
why.
That's why I don't. If I know
Drinking-
myself, like I said, I'm never gonna put myself in that situation. if I know that I'm still trying to get to know you, I'm never gonna, I can't drink around you. Like, I'm gonna be out to a certain time and I'm going home. Like, and call me old fashioned, call me lame. I don't care what you do. But in my head, I'm like, I'm saving myself so much energy
100%.
from just like
all the bullshit on the
even
back
all the
end.
bullshit
If
on
you
the
were-
back
even
that's-
spiritual.
I
I
can't.
agree with you 100%.
And also, intimacy is so spiritual, dog. Like,
Yeah, it's very spiritual.
you know, if you're somebody who you like take care of your, you know, your body, you take care of your mind, you take care of your soul, whether it's podcast, meditation, prayer, whatever it is, reading, whatever that is, you take care of your energy and you harness it. Why am I going to be giving you my body like that when you don't even, what are you bringing, what are you showing me? You know what I mean?
Okay, so real quick, guys, because battery died. So plug your, we're gonna wrap it up. Do you guys want to plug your social medias?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you can find me at Jane Marie XO Fitness. That's my thing. Yeah.
Okay. Princess Vera _VR.
Princess V, spell out Vera.
Sorry, VERA.
Okay, Princess Vera underscore.
_VR.
Ladies, thank you for pulling up.
Thank
There
you
it
so
is.
Thank you for
much.
having us.
Wow.